Okay, it is hopefully streaming now.
Oh, I'll see.
It'll take about 30 minutes. So, while we are doing that, hello.
Hello.
Remember, you must be 13 years or older to be watching this because of COPPA. Fuck you. Anyway.
I'm Tim.
I'm Jane.
And I'm TJ, and we are
The
Table
Candle.
Candle. And we are one less tonight. Sadly, our dear friend Kevin has passed into another state, and we are waiting for his return. Now, he's away right now, so he's not here for tonight's game, which is completely fine. We play without...
There's the live stream.
There's the live stream. It's working.
Found it.
Perfect. Good. And tonight's is Sideshow, which you probably remember from last time. I was going to be running this one, and if you were wondering why I wasn't over there and Tim's in my spot and I'm in Tim's spot, it's because once again I have taken over.
I'm consistent.
Jane's consistent. So is Kevin. We even put like a figure that kind of looks like him. He's got a little monkey. Monkey. I mean, it's like the spitting image of Kevin. A total badass.
A lot less hair.
True. But, moving on. Tonight's episode is the 5th episode of the 5th Realm Sideshow. And we are now going to begin by actually wrapping up the previous episode, which we said we would. The characters go back, give back, make sure the Clamp.
Mm-hmm. And Lily.
Clamp and Lily got their...
Although it's Zoltan.
Zoltan.
And Lily.
Zoltan and Lily.
The Iron Spines.
Got their son back. I remember these things. It's been like 2 weeks and a holiday between. So I half remember. And we're in that weird period right now between Christmas and New Year's.
Woo!
Which it occurred to me, we did not do a Christmas episode this year. That's fine.
planned,
No, I do not deserve that.
I'm giving it to you anyway.
No, that reinforces bad behavior.
Fair point.
So, I stole Jane's candy, and then I basically said I did bad, and she was trying to reinforce bad behavior, so I said, no, you don't reinforce bad behavior. Anyway, moving on, we gave back the kids, and our characters started going into sorrow. But, as we were starting to go into sorrow, a few things happened, and this is the part where we kind of do this to a few characters, where they magically disappear with very flimsy reasons. Kevin's character, I can never remember.
The dragon.
Ifrit. The dragon.
Yeah, Ifrit.
He actually wanted to learn a little bit about metalsmithing before coming into town. And he asked Agamangal if he could stay and learn a little bit of metalsmithing from Zoltan. And Zoltan said, oh yeah, sure, I teach you a little bit of metalsmithing. It'll be fun. He's not very good at it, but he does do a little bit. And Raz and the Scarecrow decided to go ahead into the city before everybody else because they really wanted to gamble before having to be roped into particular things, because she knows she'll have to get into that eventually. And last but not least, my witch, Jane Shepherd.
That's gonna drive me absolutely insane. Please change her name.
No, Shepherd's name will not be changed. It's great. It's a great name.
Why? Why'd you name her Jane?
Because Jane is a wonderful name, dear. It's a wonderful... I got a back scratcher for Christmas. It's great. It also makes great for, like, poking things. Or petting things from a distance. No! My back scratcher!
He's already getting distracted.
No! My back scratcher! I needed that! I need to scratch my back with! What I really need is a butt scratcher. Butt scratcher! Butt scratcher! Butt scratcher!
This can
One
be
of my
that
favorite
too. He's totally distracted right now.
Yeah.
But anyway, Jane Shepherd for short, nobody knows where she went. Let's just put it this way. Apparently, she isn't really good with the whole entire alcohol that Zoltan did, and she got drunk and sleepwalked. So now she's slowly trying to find her way back to the cabin. She can't hold her liquor, okay? Flimsy reason for her not being here. But, as you guys are walking into town, the remaining of you, Gammon and Bijou...
The remaining of us, just the two of
The
us.
remaining two, which, by the way, I'm sure Gammon like, I ain't waiting for them. We got a meeting. We got a meeting to go to.
He's probably a bit perturbed at the lack of commitment from...
It's very important. Wait, I missed the
Although,
pun.
even though he may
important.
even though he may not admit it, he's certainly not missing the pawn.
Oh, I forgot to mention your new character coming up. I do hope he continues the puns.
Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Oh yeah, he will.
Speaking of new characters, we now see 3 characters, or I should say, you're walking along the path and you see what appears to be... Well, first thing that occurs to all of you is you kind of saw in the distance, but now that you are approaching Sorrow, Sorrow is a town unlike any other town that you've ever seen before. It is...
Is it sad?
No.
It's the giant party city.
Why is it
You
sorrow?
don't even...
Because it was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Nobody knows why it's called Sorrow.
Just like it was hilarious calling the land of colossal kaiju minuscule.
True.
Oh, yeah, we like our things here. But as you approach it, you notice 3 things. The very first thing is there are what appears to be giant beams of light coming out of it. Out of the city. They're spotlights. The other thing you've noticed is I'm going to actually, because I really like it and I don't quite know the story behind it, and we're always taking things from other things. But one thing that really looks like it looks like a city, but it looks like it's multi-leveled. Like, it looks like a giant, weird tower of just buildings that have been built on buildings that have platforms and buildings. And you notice big, like, how do I put it? Big things coming off of it. And you see dragons coming and flying in and flying away onto these platforms that go into it.
They're probably flashing lights, and you probably hear pulsing rhythms and
music.
All kinds. It just, the place looks like it is hopping.
Of course, that's the second thing you notice. I mean, like, you've come across, they're called dragon towers. Well, they're giant cities. This is dragon country. This is where dragons really roots.
They, instead of building their cities out, they build their cities up.
So, and this one seems to be like a happening. You guys have passed a few before, but this one looks like it's happening. This is the place. It looks like the Las Vegas of cities. Of course, now we understand why it's called Sorrow. Because you see one dragon on the side of the road. He honestly looks kind of businesslike. He has very nice clothing on.
A dragon wearing clothing?
Yeah, dragons can wear clothing. Nobody understands. Hey, we don't judge. We have the veil, but that's a different story.
I'm sure Kevin would have been, say what?
Say what?
If he was here.
I've been walking around naked this entire time.
Well, that would have definitely gotten some kind of a comment out of Kevin if he were here.
If he was watching. There are 2 people watching, aka one and another.
Probably me. I have no idea if, is comments on? Okay, good. Of course, next to this dragon, which, by the way, it looks like a medium-sized dragon, large, compared to Kevin, if he was here. And next to him seems to be 2 kittykins. One looks fairly old. He is a black cat, white tufts. He has a long, like, Australian-looking hat, but he looks like, for lack of better words, he looks like a hunter. He has a bit of gray in his fur, He has a crossbow on his back. He's got a pipe in one hand, and seems to be talking to the dragon. The other cat is standing next to him.
Is quite literally the largest kiddiekin you've ever seen. He is enormous. He appears to be quite fat, but he is also very powerfully muscled. I mean, powerfully muscled to the extent that, he is as wide and as round as he is tall. He's probably just over 4 feet high.
Oh, he's really tall.
Probably
compared
just
to
over
Bijou, who's
probably
like
just
kitten.
over 4 feet high, and unless he's completely blubber and no density to him, he is probably close to 200 pounds.
Wow.
And he is a yellow tiger tabby with bright orange tiger tabby stripes, a yellow belly. He is wearing a bright red sash around his belly, and he has sort of an ascot-like sash around his neck.
So a fairly young kiddiekin.
Very, very young kiddiekin.
So, like, roughly around Bijou's age?
How old is Bijou?
In cat years, she's just entering teenage.
He's a little older than...
Little teeny tiny.
He's a little older than Bijou then. He's probably late teens, early 20s.
Now, the one thing to note about kiddikins, the species at least, as a whole, seem to... It varies in different regions, of course. But the one thing is the younger kiddikins tend to just have belts, sashes, long cloaks, badasses. But the one kiddiekin that is rather older looking, he has plated leather. He looks like he's wearing clothing. He looks like if he was a human, he'd look like a monster hunter. But he's a kiddiekin, so he's smaller, but all of his gear and stuff. And it's kind of an unwritten rule that as a kiddiekin ages, they start wising up and start actually wearing armor.
Kind of like human beings.
Kind of like human beings.
Yeah.
And
So-
this huge kiddiekin also, he does have a cape. But it doesn't look like a traveling cape. I mean, it's bright red, and it's velvety, and it's got a name on the back that says Tiggs the Mighty. And he has slung across that cape and across his back a battle axe that
The
is
size of him.
It's longer than he is tall. And then he has 2 small throwing axes at his belt on the sash.
All right.
And he is looking quite jittery and as he's hopping from foot to foot next to the older kitty next to him.
I just was asking, so, Agamangal and Bijou walk up to this, and you hear the older...
Does Agamangal recognize Bugs?
Yes.
Because he is a high up in the...
Oh yeah, it's Bugs. Everybody knows Bugs. He is quite legendary, even throughout the 5th realm.
And Tig says, "That's Bugs. The old kiddiekin."
No, not Tiggs. Agamangal.
Yeah, I said Agamangal.
No, you said
You
Tiggs.
said Tiggs.
Agamangal says, that's Bugs. The older kiddiekin.
Bugs? Seriously?
Says, yeah, he's been around. Said there are legends.
There are legends. There are rumors about this cat. It's once said that he was the only one to have taken down a kaiju in recent memory.
I've heard of him.
And Agamangal says, I think everyone has heard of him. Says Bugs he's a member of the Black Cats. Says he's way up there with Uncle Reiki.
For those who are wondering, no, I'm not. This is going to be my second character later down the line. But like I said, later down the line, this cat is way too high level to come in right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So right now, he's just relegated as an NPC. But just know, we will eventually be seeing more of this cat.
He says, I don't know who the big cat is, though. Says, never seen him before.
Neither have I.
You guys approach, and you see the dragon.
Little Bijou is very much starstruck in the presence of Bugs.
I mean, like, he's a legendary cat. Even outside, it's like
Even
the
outside
only
of
thing
kiddiekin circles.
Mm-hmm.
the only thing really giving the Black Cat's credence is not just that the brother of Gammon Gall is the one spearheading it. It's when he got this guy on.
Mm-hmm.
When
She's
got Bugs.
starstruck.
Anyway, we're talking too much about how wonderful he is. Let's show it. You guys approach and you see that the dragon is talking to Bugs. Now, Bugs, you see that he is very soft-spoken. He has a pipe in one hand.
He needs to enter at this point so that I can pick him up.
I can go and get him. He's sleeping upstairs.
He's sleeping
Oh,
upstairs.
right.
He's getting older.
Mm.
But you see he sits. You see him just standing, listening, and he goes, "Why, of course, I have other pressing business, but once our He looks down the road and he sees you guys. He goes, "Ah, a Gammon Gall. Greetings."
And Tiggs Tiggs looks at a Gammon Gall sort of like he's sizing him up. That's something else that you'll find out about Tiggs with the kaiju kitties, is they tend to form instant rivalries with who they perceive to be the strongest member of a party.
It's actually good that Kevin's character is not here, because now your two characters are going to play off each other. He goes, "A Gammon Gall," and give him a sec. Let's see if he actually... I actually have as one of his... I made the character for when he would come in. Ah, and Bijou.
Now she's absolutely just in awe that he even knows her name. Why does he know my name?
You'll find that Bugs has a very strange tendency to know everybody's name. He has intellectus of names.
Cool.
Quite literally, he just has knowledge of names. He can just guess your name and immediately figure it out. Like, he did not know you at all, but he looked at you, went, ba 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 ba, analysis, intellectus, what is this cat's name? Bijou.
So she just went, looking at it.
It's part of the reason why he's very popular with people. He says, "Excellent. Where is the rest of your party?"
And a Gammon Gall gets a bit of a unhappy look. It's like it seems they had better things to do.
Ah, let me guess.
One is learning to be a smithy. Two have gone gambling, and one just I don't know what happened to her.
But you couldn't wait. No worries, I can go take a look for her and see if I can find her. Let me guess, too much to drink last night?
Yes.
Very intuitive this guy is. He looks around, he looks at Tiggs, and he goes, "Ah, I always forget this part. If he's the nephew. He goes, "This is my nephew, Tiggs."
Tiggs says, "Tiggs the Mighty." He says, and you already know my Uncle Bugs, who is a cat of more than 9 tails.
It's a pleasure to meet both of you.
And Tiggs, his eyes kind of flutter when he looks at Bijou, and he gives kind of what he perceives as a flourishing bow, and says, "Tiggs the Mighty, at your service. Your party is about to become much more powerful."
Bugs just looks and he goes, "You young people and your perns." Now,
He still made a pun.
he smiles and he taps his pipe and he looks at the dragon and he goes, "This is Belford, your previous contact."
A Gammon Gall says, "Previous contact."
You see Belford,
He says, "Weren't we supposed to meet you in the city?"
He goes, "I've been run out of the city. I have to make my way
Run out of the city?
west.
What happened?
My political opponent, Sideshow, has been elected to mayor. You will have to deal with him."
Oh no.
Yes, oh no. Sideshow is a
Tiggs says,
ruffian.
Tiggs says you must be furious.
Bugs goes, "I think that's enough now. Here's the thing.
Kitty puns.
he points to Belfort and he says Belfort is the previous mayor, as he just said. It turns out our new contact is Sideshow. He's also a dragon. Don't know what species though of dragon. But it shouldn't be too hard.
Seems like an interesting name for someone who is in a high position.
He says, by what I can tell of the dragon and what Belfort has told me, I think your audience with him will be hard.
Oh. Well, nothing can be too easy, right?
Like Gavin Gall says, never for us.
Me personally, I have to make a quick run to the library up north at the White Mountain.
Couldn't you spare it to aid us, since it seems that half of our party is no longer interested in being a part of a party?
He shakes his head and he goes, I was just here to make sure that everybody arrived and to introduce my nephew. And to introduce my nephew who will be aiding you in your task.
You will have my might, the might of Tiggs the Mighty.
We are glad that you have joined our party. Our party.
Party. I was
Party?
going party.
Party.
That's
Party.
a little too
Southern.
posh.
Anyway,
Party.
the puns I will kill you all for.
What is so wrong about the puns? She asked with big kitten eyes.
That wasn't Bugs. Belfort's just looking at the party. Goes, I don't know. Sideshow is a dragon who is, for lack of better words, quite crazy. Him and his brother.
Oh, he has a brother. There are two of them.
Well, I say Sideshow. Literally, it's Side and his brother Show.
So there are two of them running the show.
He goes, yes. Anyway, all you have to do is go to the third level on the right. You'll easily come across him.
How could some unique characters be able to defeat you in the polls? I just don't understand. You're quite elegant.
He goes, well, this is Sorrow, the party city. And considering the voters had their minds swayed by persuasion squads...
Tig shrugs and says an election is nothing more than a popularity contest.
That is unfortunately true.
Or you get people to not vote for you because... when you see him, I'm sure he will explain everything in his own way. I, on the other hand, am off north... And then to the west.
Says, how come I already don't trust this guy?
He goes, you won't. But regardless, he is your contact now, not me.
Is he a black cat?
He goes, no. I don't even know if you'll be able to get an audience with him, if you'll even honor it.
Tig says, oh, he'll honor it.
We'll find a way.
He says, of course we will.
It was a pleasure to meet you, though, sir. I hope we get to see you again.
He goes, the pleasure is all yours, sadly. I have been defeated, humiliated, and now I must leave to try to better another city. One that's not as, he looks back at Sorrow in its whole partying state, not so hedonistic. And he just says, he bows to Bugs and he goes, good day. He walks away. Bugs...
Tiggs looks around, then looks at Bijou and says, so, are you the authority of this party?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I mean, I try to speak up when I can, but I'm an absolute coward.
A coward?
Yes.
I find that hard to believe. Says one so beautiful?
I don't think that's
Bugs has taken a Gammagol to the side to explain a little bit more about Sideshow while this is going on.
Yeah.
I don't think that is possible for looks to share.
You suddenly have a vision of a rock and a sword, and the sword's in the rock, with a tentacle trying to pull it out.
With what? A tentacle?
Mm-hmm.
She wanted more visions. I am now just going to come up with lots of visions.
Arthur Octopus.
Hmm?
Arthur Octopus.
Sir Arthur
trying to pull a sword out of a stone.
This happens when that's going on. Bugs pulls a Gammon Goal aside.
Spaces out.
As he continues on and on. But Bugs pulls Gammon Goal aside and he goes, now.
Says, what should I know about this Sideshow character? Or I should say, these Sideshow characters.
Well, they are one dragon, or two, if you could say it. Dual-headed dragon.
A two-headed dragon?
A two-headed dragon, yes.
2 heads.
2 heads.
One dragon.
One dragon. All crazy.
Says, well, if I had 2 heads, I imagine I'd be crazy too.
Well, all I do know is that you'll have to go in. You'll have to go inside. He's up on the 3rd floor and try to seek an audience. What we are trying to do here, just to make sure that you understand our goals of why you're even here. Reiki sent a letter beforehand to Belfort, but as Belfort is no longer mayor, we don't even know if he'll even honor the meeting or what Reiki was asking for, which was a ban on child labor, asking for aid, and trying to establish a branch in the city of Sorrow, which is quite literally the farthest east. North, south, east, west. Yeah, east.
And Gammon Gall says, is Sorrow really as bad as the stories say?
He goes, oh, no, only if you have a very large fortune and want a smaller one.
Oh.
It also has a reputation for...
It says hedonism, I've heard.
Hedonism as well. There has been many deaths, many explained deaths, and many unexplained ones. But most importantly, it tends to happen just behind closed doors between consenting adults.
It says mostly dragon kind here.
Mostly dragon kind, and you'll find lots of pawns as well, but you will find the occasional human.
Oh, he gives a flinch. Pawns.
Well, this is Gornux's territory, and considering the war between the the pawn gangs all those years ago, and him putting a squash to it, it's no wonder that all the pawns tend to congregate in this area, in the swamps.
Oh, I was hoping there wouldn't be so many pawns.
He goes, it comes with the territory. Reiki told me about your phobia.
It says I don't have a phobia.
Of course you don't.
It says I just don't like pawns. They're creepy.
He goes, of course. He nods and he goes, well, I have to go to the library for Reiki, and I think I will meet you there.
It says, what about Tiggs? Has he
Tiggs
ever done anything like this?
Tiggs is absolutely fresh and green. Don't let him fool you. He doesn't know jack shit.
I was afraid you were going to say that.
Teach him the ropes. Make sure he doesn't die. And if he does die, well, I do have a couple of 30 more nephews that probably will do better than him. But my brother wants me to look after him. So try not to.
So just drop him off at a babysitter and skedaddle.
Says it seems he's already found a babysitter.
Oh no, we're going with like Queen Mab here. Like
No,
Bugs
I mean,
is quite
like,
literally throwing him into the water.
Dropped him off with a
Again,
babysitter.
Gammon Gall says it seems he has found his own babysitter already.
He looks over at Bijou
Tiggs
and
says
Tiggs.
Seems to be trying to acquaint himself quite quickly and closely with Bijou.
He's not even noticed that she's spaced out as the tentacle is raising the sword and is exclaiming.
Tiggs actually mistakenly believes that she is spaced out because she is in awe of him.
Oh, God.
Hey, you said you wanted to mess you up.
I know. I love it.
So, now comes the fun part. Bugs bids you farewell, and you are free to enter the city of Sorrow.
See, while Bijou's spacing out, Tiggs is standing there with his hands on his hips, and he's doing the titty bounce, and...
He's like, notice me, baby. Look at my Santa Claus. Anyway.
Am I free?
You're free.
Okay. She shakes her head clear and pulls out a book, completely unaware that Tiggs was just a moment ago trying to get her, happy for her full attention. And is writing down again the vision.
You come out of your spaciness to notice that Tiggs is purring unusually loudly.
She looks at him like writing.
He thinks he had your full attention.
Yeah. She looks at him, raises an eyebrow, continues writing, and says, "I guess I should warn you. Not only do I have cowardice as a horrible affliction to my current situation, I also tend to zone out."
Zone out?
Yes, quite often.
Says cowardice isn't really a flaw. Says cowardice is just nature's way of instilling survival instinct for one to look upon a stronger member of their species for protection.
And she definitely goes to hang out with Gavin Gall after that. Just goes, okay. Just walks over. What, did you get any information?
And he says, a bit too much.
Oh boy.
He says, have you ever heard of anything with two heads?
No.
Says this dragon has two heads.
Oh.
This.
So they really are brothers. They
this
are
Sideshow. Two heads.
Siamese?
Says, something. Tiggs comes up and rubs against the Gammon Gall, rubs up along against him and says, are you seeking a bit of help now, big fellow?
I do know that there have been some cases of fairies with two heads, but typically they are two heads and a torso with two legs. This will be interesting.
Gammon Gall says, I believe it will be. Now we just have to hope we can find an audience, that we can get an audience with him. And Tig says, perk up. Of course we can get an audience with him. Says, where there's a will, there's a way, and if not, there's a boot to a door.
Let's try to avoid the boot to the door.
Says, of course we don't want to. Says, but Tiggs the Mighty is open for all options.
That is true. I try to avoid the more abrasive option. But if it must come to it, I can't argue with it.
Says you've just the fellow to boot in doors if door booting becomes the preferred option. And he looks at he locks eyes with a Gammon Gall. A Gammon Gall breaks the look and so he then looks at Bijou and says, does he seem to be challenging me? Tig says, I would never challenge you. Says, well, I am here to be... Tiggs the Mighty is at your service. And he does his best cute kitty eyes impression, but it just doesn't seem to work.
Well, let's get our small party on the road.
And you guys go into the town of Sorrow. As you enter the town, over the arches, you see a very weird sign that looks like it's been put up, taken down, put up, taken down, put up, taken down so many times by so many different people. But ultimately, it always says Sorrow, the city of joy.
Why taken down so many times? Did somebody steal it?
Do you say that as you walk under the arches past the guards?
No.
Which, something to note.
No, I don't say that.
Okay, are you sure?
Positive.
Gammon Gall is saying, Perhaps it gets taken down and put back up because of changes in leadership. I mean, we've just gotten here and we've already seen that.
Possibly, but I can't imagine the city's name ever changing just because the leadership has.
You see a Gammon sees the first guard, which, by the way, kind of already noted that there are what appears to be iron golems that are around. Giant, human, probably a little bit bigger than humans. But this one appears to be piloted by a pawn. And over its little loudspeaker, it heard you go, actually, it keeps getting taken down because some idiots keep stealing it. And we have to put up a new one every so often.
Oh no.
And Tig says, see? Very logical explanation.
Don't steal the sign. We will find out who you are.
Absolutely
Gammon
not.
says very quietly, wouldn't think of it. He's like, pawns.
As he actually looks around, yes, there's tons of dragons, but it's like his worst nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
There's like tons of pawns everywhere.
Tiggs looks at Bijou and says, what is it with the big guy and pawns?
It's like me and everything else.
Says, you mean he's afraid of them?
Mm-hmm.
And then suddenly Tig gives a big loud purring, really? And look on and rubs up against the Gammon side.
Be fully what is the word I'm looking for? What's the word? Respectful.
Respectful.
Tig says, oh, I'm very respectful. Says, I am very respectful of another fellow's weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
He says, it just means something else that Tiggs the Mighty is going to have to fill in.
You see,
Okie dokie.
you notice that the center of this place, the town, just like many others, is hollow. And you see dragons going up, down, lifts going up with humans, kittykins. There's actually a few, I suddenly can't remember the name we gave them. My brain just suddenly shut out. What a Gammon is. I can't remember the name all of a sudden.
Suddenly I can't.
I can't remember it!
God. Don't look at me!
Everybody's forgotten. Everybody's forgotten the name of
Tangora.
one of our primary races.
Species.
Mm.
Tangora. There's also a few Tangora that you see. Apart from that, like, this seems to be like a very mixed community. Well, community as in like Las Vegas. There's people that work here.
There's like no ferry.
No, actually, the one thing you
not mentioned.
Actually, that is, and by the way, it's not like we're not mentioning the fairies. Fairies tend to stick where they are, which is in their forest to the south. And you hardly, it's even rarer to see them. This is not a place they would be.
At this point, Tiggs pulls a flask out of a pouch in his sash and sips at it. And he sort of shakes for a minute and then puts it back.
And you guys make your way upstairs to the second story of the town, and you easily find the administrative offices. It literally says administrator, lordship. Just like this other sign down below, it seems to have had many sign changes. But now it just says administration. And there is currently a sign painter. He looks exasperated. He's up on a ladder that looks like it's been used 1,000 times, with a bucket that looks like it's been used 1,000 times. And he's slowly repainting it over administrator, king.
Oh.
Tig says king. Says, I'm not sure that word is appropriate here.
No.
Gammon says,
You also see what appears to be the beginnings and blockades of court. King's court.
Ew.
I guess we're going into the king's court.
Perhaps it's a name of someone? Rather than a title?
You walk into the first doors, And it looks like it's been ransacked recently, and lots of people are just kind of like quickly rearranging things. And you see one of the pawn guards, they're all over the place in this city, look over at you and he goes, "Who are you?"
The Black Cats. A letter was sent on our behalf.
"Ah, yes. King Sideshow will see you now." He
Very good.
motions
Very
you to
good.
follow. And you guys go into the back rooms, and there appears to be another room that has been repurposed so many times. And up on a clearly new throne is a dragon with 2 heads. One is purple, the other is white. Both are lounging on the chair as 2 people in front of you are currently waiting. One person's currently being talked to, and Sideshow is just finishing.
Attack of the Togo.
No, he doesn't want to go up. Hi, buddy.
Now,
I feel like I get yelled at if I do that.
well,
He's under the table.
okay, that's fine. He's fine to do whatever he wants. We now have it in such a way he can't.
We've got it Togo proofed.
It's now Togo proofed. I mean, the connection's up here.
Cool.
Anyway, where was I?
He's
Oh
here.
yeah. You guys see that he's waving off the first person. The other person walks up. The other guy looks a little forlorn. The one person is currently holding his hat. He goes, "King Sideshow, I have come to seek help with my..." And Sideshow goes, "Yes, yes, yes. Do you want," says the purple head, "do you want," and then suddenly the white head goes, "some kind of protection for your business?" "Yes, Sideshow. Belford did promise me it." And he goes, why of course. Whatever Belford offered you," the white head then speaks, "we'll definitely give it to you. No worries, no worries." And he looks a little bit happier. He goes, "But of course at double the price. Yes, double the price. Yes, 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 double the price." He looks a little less happy about that. He goes, "Yes, King Sideshow, thank you very much."
Ooh.
And he bows away. And you guys step up. And King Sideshow looks at you. He goes, "Ah, who are these? Yes, who are these? Who are these?" And he's looking at the guard. The guard then says, "A gammon-gull of the Black Cats." And Sideshow goes, "Ah, yes, 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 yes. The Black Cats." By the way, this is the white head. This is the purple head. "Ah, yes, 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 yes. Of course, the Black Cats. We didn't know about the Black Cats, did we, brother? Yes, yes, we did, my brother. Yes, yes. The Black Cats were supposed to come 2 days ago, but apparently they got delayed or something. Yes, 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 we know. Yes, what do you want? What do you want? Refresh our memories. We've had lots of people come in.
What was it we came for again?
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah.
Reiki sent a letter.
About I know it was about child labor.
Child labor, game banned, establishing an outpost, and getting aid from the city. Basically, maybe a little bit of revenue.
And a gammon gall says a letter was sent.
Oh yes, the letter. Yes. You want a ban on child labor laws, and what else does he want? What else did that stupid Reiki want? He isn't stupid, my brother. He is just an idiot. Yes, my brother. Yes, he's just an idiot. But he's a very clever idiot, because he sent a letter to Belford. Yes, he did. And of course, Belford did promise many things, which we can't fully give you, but we can give him everything. Of course we can. Yes, we will give you everything that Belford said he'd give you, right? Yes, of course. The whole banning on child labor laws establishment. We even have a warehouse you guys can use in the city. Of course we can. That's all kind of done. But instead of doing what Belford was going to have you do, which was run us out of the city, yes, he was going to try getting you guys to run us out of the city. We're going to have you guys, go deal with the cultists we accidentally, no, we didn't. Remember, we didn't do that. No, we didn't. Go deal with the cultists in the sewers. They're starting to deal Rot Shack, and we can't deal with that. We were okay with them, punking people, but we can't really do that anymore. Are you sure about that? Yes. And they just keep going on and on and on.
Rock Shack.
Again?
We've had run-ins with this substance.
Of course, Rotchak, yes. Apparently, they were worshipping some kind of, like, old god, and then suddenly it turned into the blood-red moon god. It happened just recently, and they are starting to become a thorn in our sides. Yes, and we can't have that,
Again, Gaul looks at Beiju and says, Rorschach, blood red moon.
Oh.
Says this is starting to sound like it's something happening a second time.
And he goes, of course. Oh, and you know what? Yes, we can even sweeten the deal. I know that you, Gamangal, you have your own, like, what are they called? Moral quandaries, brother. Yes, moral quandaries. Well, we know you have a dragon. We don't see the dragon with you, but, and you see him, like, reach down, open a drawer that's next to the throne. It looks like it was ripped off a desk. It literally looks like a set of drawers that was ripped off the side of a desk and put next to the throne. He goes, yes. And he pulls out a giant, really interesting looking ticket. I want everybody to make a knowledge check on the third realm. Or is it the second realm?
I think second realm was...
No, fourth realm. It's the fourth realm, which is... Dragons.
Tig's got a 2, a Gamangal got a 20.
Oh.
Natural.
A natural 20.
So I guess 15. He just acquires a knowledge of dragons.
Yeah.
Knowledge... Actually, this is actually more specific. It was a knowledge of the fourth realm. Because this is a very special little ticket thing.
Knowledge of the fourth realm.
What did you get?
have a 20. Not natural.
You understand. You kind of maybe heard about it. Out of all the realms that have a god, there's only one that you can actually go visit. That ticket allows you to go see Verena, the brood mother of all dragons, in her own realm. Of course, because she is a very popular destination, she gives out tickets, and these tickets can be years in advance. And he holds up and he goes, Belfort here left this when he was... What's the word, brother? Outvoted. Yes. When he was outvoted by our clubmen. Yes. Here's the thing. We will give you this as well to kind of make up for the whole entire, like, we are bad people, whatever. We don't care. Because we know you guys have a dragon. And it might be very nice to go see him. Of course, it's going to be in a couple days when this will happen. So you'll have to go up north to the portal into the fourth realm to go see her.
Gamangal takes the ticket and says, this is a valuable...
No, as you try to take a ticket, he goes, but that's only after you do the job. Yes, brother, yes. Go take care of the cultists. They are threatening the city. Whatever you want, we don't care. Just go take care of our problem. Yes, our problem that we totally did not make ourselves by accident. Yes, brother, yes. Go do that.
And Tig says they're in the sewers?
He goes, yes.
I guess we're going to the sewers.
Hey, it's a sewer level. What did you expect in a role-playing game?
Always got to have a sewer adventure.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think of Sideshow?
He's crazy.
Yeah.
Yay! I did a good job. And now you know why the episode's called Sideshow. And if I know I was talking really fast, in essence, what happened was Sideshow hired these cultists to run the previous guy out.
Mm-hmm.
They started stealing Rotchak and seems to have turned on him. So now go deal with his problem.
There's a bunch of political corruption going on in Sorrow.
Mm-hmm. But I will say this: a Gamangal make a leadership skill check. Actually, you can do it too if you want.
He rolled a 2.
It's up to me then.
It did not occur to him.
Let's see. I have leadership. 27.
It occurs to you as you are leaving. Sideshow might be crazy, but he seems like he's on the ball kind of crazy.
He's crazy like a fox.
He's crazy like a fox, so he might actually have what it takes to be a leader in Sorrow.
Mm-hmm. It looked like it from the beginning, although not a fair leader.
Not a fair leader. I mean, who knows?
He's calling himself a king after being voted in.
Of course, that's how it always happens.
No, great men are not always good men.
True. And you guys head down to the sewers, and
We do.
this is where we begin.
Again, I have something to mention, and she fumbles through her book.
Which, by the way, this might be a retcon because I said it was going to happen 3 months later, and you did a 3-month jump ahead. So we're retconning it. 6 months.
I keep track of she looks at Tiggs and hops onto Agamengald's shoulder to whisper in his ear just because she doesn't trust Tiggs right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little bit of a seer.
A seer? He says, oh, you mean you see things?
Mm-hmm.
Dreams?
Yes, that's why I often space out. And then you notice that I write in my book all the time?
I do. I thought you were simply holding a journal.
Of my visions.
You've seen something frightening?
I've seen something that has to do with a red moon.
The red moon again.
Mm-hmm.
We've heard this imagery before.
Mm-hmm. Well,
It says
we've
at
seen
the
it.
dollhouse.
We've heard it at the dollhouse, but I've also seen it.
It must be significant.
Mm-hmm.
It says,
So she flips through her book to try and find the vision.
Says
She
you-
has quite a lot of
he
visions.
says you've seen it, and this is like the 3rd time we've heard mention of it.
Mm-hmm.
It says, I don't believe it's a good thing.
I don't think so either. So she finds the vision, and I'm gonna add just a smidgen of detail from what you've given me. I did bullet points for it. So she reads the vision. In a midnight field, there's a woman in red standing in front of a red moon. An army of twisted wolf-like humans behind her. That was one of my visions, and the red moon has been mentioned more and more. Usually my visions, I can't tell if they're future or past, which is why I write them down so often.
He says, I've never noticed anything. I've never heard anything about a red moon before all of this started.
Mm-hmm.
He says, I don't know what it means. He says, but surely it means something. He says, can you please tell me if you have another of these episodes involving a red moon? It could be important.
Absolutely.
As you walk down to the sewers, you were provided with a map and a particular location where they might be. This is the location where he made payments so they would not do the things they said they would do, but then they backstabbed. You get the idea that he's lying. This was his meetup point to meet up the gang
Okay.
of cultists. A particular pump room down in the sewers. And this is where we begin. You walk down the stairs fairly deeply into the earth, and you come to a hallway. At the very end of the hallway, you see what appears to be pipes and valves running through the walls above you. And you see 2 directions, left and right. It's right there on the map. We can bring this a little bit this way. Can I do it?
What's that magic trick?
There we go.
At this point, Tiggs kind of stops for a moment, takes a deep breath, takes the flask out
It
of his,
smells absolutely
out of
horrid
his sash
down here.
again, takes another sip of it, in which case he sort of shakes the stuff, gives a little shake and goes, oh yeah, I needed that. Sort of says it to himself.
So what does Tiggs do knowing that Bijou is sitting on a Gamingal's, his enemy's, shoulder?
He didn't notice.
He didn't notice.
He was having sort of a bit of an internal conflict, which he seems to have just solved with a sip of... See, Tiggs has 3 flaws. His first flaw is obsession. He's obsessed with turning himself into a kitty kaiju. So he wants to be the biggest, strongest kittiekin the world has ever seen.
Right.
His second flaw is that he is addicted to the kaiju blood, which is the fifth realm's version of anabolic steroids.
Right.
And his third flaw is failure. When he was just a very young kitty cat, he failed him and his sister when adventuring in a cave when they weren't supposed to, where they met up with a very large, very unpleasant troll, and he was unable to save his sister from being eaten by said troll.
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
And it has haunted him his whole life. So for this reason, Tiggs has a fear of underground places.
Perfect place then. This is underground. So, you guys come down and you come into a hallway, left and right. And it's up to you guys what to do, left or right.
Oh, right.
Right?
Right.
So, you guys go right, and...
Is this where we are right here?
Yep. Okay, hon. You're right. So, you're going this way, right?
All right. Looks like the only way we can go.
Well, there's actually two ways.
Right straight or right?
This way.
So we're going to go right.
All right. You guys go right, go down another hall, and come out into a large room. On your immediate right, that column right there, you notice an engraving of a man. Over here, you can kind of see in faint torchlights, you can kind of see other pillars along with raw sewage being dropped into waste channels to go away from the city. Everyone make a awareness check as you enter this area. Awareness
They
check.
both did very well. Gammon Gall got 23. Tiggs got 22.
You hear voices coming.
I'll need. I rolled a natural 20.
Natural 20. You gain awareness as a skill.
I already have awareness as a skill.
Okay. So you hear.
Do you mind if the boys play Pikmin?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Cool.
We have kids over. So where was I? Oh yeah. You see faint light coming from around the corner, and what appears to be two people talking. Put these next to the fire, please.
This here?
Yep.
And put us up where we should be. I can't reach any longer.
You guys just barrel around the corner towards the voices.
Bijou taps Agamemnon's cheek and points to Tiggs
She's
to
still on his
stop him.
shoulder?
Points to Tiggs to stop him and puts a finger or, a teeny tiny bean toe to her lips to listen.
Gammon Gall places a finger on Tiggs' shoulder. Tiggs stops. And we listen.
You listen. Around the corner, you can hear what appears to be two people talking. Oh, yeah. Ever since I lost all the money up in the casinos, I've been having a hard time. Yeah. Well, at least those damn cultists aren't nearby right now. Yeah. Otherwise, the place isn't really the best place to be right now, but hey, at least it's a lot better than up on the surface where the tax collectors are. Yeah. Oh, and the persuasion gangs. Oh, yeah, the persuasion gangs. Always fun. I heard that the cultists were in Sideshow's pocket. Nah, they seemed to turn tail, stopped working for him ever since some lady came by. Really? Yeah. And the conversation tends to keep turning towards things and other things. Do you guys go around the corner?
Tiggs says, "You two stay here. I'll go and break up a conversation."
Are you whispering?
Yes, he's whispering.
Make a stealth check. You guys are really close to them.
Gammon Gall didn't make it. Tiggs got a nat 20.
Okay, he's really quiet when he talks. And Gamagol, he goes.
I guess Tiggs picks up stealth.
He picks up stealth, and Tiggs is basically going, "Let me go over there and talk to them." And the Gamagol goes, "What? What?" Sorry, I didn't mean to pop your ears. You what? And you hear the two voices stop and goes, "What the hell was that?"
Oh boy.
And the Gamagol goes,
Think it's the cultists? Nah. The cultists usually
Tiggs
just...
goes like this, and then Tiggs goes around the corner, and he's humming. Now Tiggs is being loud and nonchalant. Although, make a Bijou make an awareness check real quick.
Okay. $29.
You notice that before Tiggs goes around the corner, he has to take another sip from that flask, and he seems very uneasy that it's at half full.
Tiggs rounds the corner and he's
being loud and nonchalant.
He sees... At first glance, it looks like two humans, but then it quickly occurs to him that, no, it's golems being powered by pawns.
Oh.
But the pawns are... But these golems look stripped of everything they had. They are just the bare workings of golems. The one turns its mechanical head towards you.
So they probably look like mechanical mannequins more than anything else.
The pawn goes, "Oi! Who are you?"
He says, "Just a fellow traveler."
Goes, "Oh, traveling in the sewers, eh?"
He says, "Well, actually, not so much traveling." He then says, sort of slow and secretive, says, "I'm on a mission."
"Oh, a mission? Are you here to collect money? Because we don't got any."
He says, "Oh, no. Says, I'm here to take care of some cultists that are supposed to be down here."
Oh, wow, they actually believe you. They rolled very fucking low. The one who
he's
said
telling
the other.
Truth. They are here to take
They
care
are
of
here,
cultists.
but here's the thing. It's more of, does this guy look like he's full of shit? Or is this guy, looks like he might be able to do it?
Well, he looks pretty... Tiggs looks badass.
He looks badass. Like, the one pawn turns and goes, "Hey, if they're here to take down the cultists, if he's here to take down the cultists, Oi, we might tell you something about the cultists, what we know of, to help you."
Says, anything you can say would be appreciated and helpful.
They've been distributing Rotshak that's been messing up the homeless population here.
He says, "Oh, I've heard of that stuff.
Yeah.
Nasty."
Orange goo.
Says, "Yeah, I've heard of it. Nasty. I hear it has had some really bad effects on some folks."
Well, the most we know about the cultists is that we heard one of them talking when we were sneaking around. Well, we weren't sneaking, Bob. No, we weren't. We weren't sneaking. We were just taking a look around. We heard the one or two cultists talking to each other. We think there might be a secret hideout they have around here, but that's the most we know about. We do know that the one cultist said, what did he say, Bob? He said, "The man speaks the hour, the woman the moment. The time of the red moon begins when it rises."
Around the corner, a Gamagol looks at Bijou and says, "There it is again."
Of course, that's the newest thing they said. Before they were saying about the old gods, midnight begins or whatever, but we think that they're still talking about the same thing. They just suddenly got into some red moon motif recently.
Tiggs nods and says, "Are there any of them around down in here?"
He goes, "Oh yeah, they're definitely around here somewhere, but not right now. They don't normally come around right now."
He then puffs his chest out and says, "Well, fear not, good citizens. Tiggs the Mighty is on the case, and these cultists will be not bothering you much longer."
He goes, "Well, considering you guys are going to be stirring up trouble around here," the one pawn gets up, the other one gets up, the other golem. They look at you and they go, "We'll be seeing ya." And they start walking down the sewers this way, the one kicking the fire as they go. They don't want any part of this.
Tig says it'll be a much nicer place once we're done.
They go, of course, a shithole being a nicer place. Of course it will.
Says, well, it'll still be a shithole, but it won't be as shitty of a shithole.
You're now...
And then Tig steps back and looks down and goes, and I'm becoming a shitty kitty.
As you enter, you notice a bunch of columns. One of the few things you notice about these columns is if that one has a man on it, a human man, each column seems to have an engraving of a different species of the fifth realm. This is one of the few things you notice.
Perhaps it's a puzzle?
Garen Gall says maybe this is just the lowest level that the city when the city was first started, and then built up from here.
Oh, I wanted it to be a puzzle.
Tiggs looks at Garen Gall and
Tiggs
says,
makes a leap in logic.
He did very well. 21.
Oh, 21. As Tiggs is quickly looking at the pillars, right? Because it's just something you would look at while you guys are discussing things. He notices that every species only has one character, except human. The human characters have two.
He says, somebody liked humans.
One male, one female. These engravings look like this.
Are they pointing in the same direction or pointing at each other?
Well, who here has a knowledge of mechanics?
Nobody.
No.
Make a knowledge of mechanics roll. This is Hero Builder after all.
See if somebody's going to acquire. Nope, nobody is acquiring it. But they both rolled well, but no natural 20s.
High rolls are nice.
Oh, Gammon Gall got 20, Tiggs got 22.
I got a 21.
All three of you notice it. It isn't really hard to notice now that Tiggs pointed out that there's only one man, one woman. This arm, this one right here, looks like it has a pivot that can be turned around like this.
It is a puzzle!
And Tiggs walks up to the arm and starts cranking on it to see if it moves.
It moves. It goes just like the arm of a clock.
Tiggs says, it is
Both
a puzzle.
the male and the female do this.
And Tiggs says, let's point them at each other.
Okie dokie.
Well, the male is all the way over there. That column back there.
Here.
That column. The female column is right there. I know it's hard to see, but it's the second column, that column right there.
Oh, so they really can't point at each other.
Nope, they can't point at each other. The one's facing this way, that one is facing that way.
No, they can't point at each other then.
Is there anything written on the walls?
I will refresh your memory. Man speaks the hour, woman the moment. The time of the red moon begins when it rises.
Oh. We have to figure out what time would the moon rise.
Tig shrugs and says, I don't know anything about moons or suns or anything like that. Gammon Gall says, but we've heard of this red moon before.
Plenty of times.
Says, and it doesn't seem to be a good thing.
What if we put them both at midnight?
Tig shrugs and he puts the man's arm at midnight.
She looks down at the sewer water, then her white fur.
Tiggs runs up over to where the woman's at and puts hers at midnight. He says, anything happening?
No.
Tiggs there he's standing sort of by himself over there where the woman column is. He looks around, promptly takes the flask out, sips at it, then puts it back in again. He looked all jittery for a moment, now he looks good again.
when does the sun set and the moon rises? It's gotta be it.
Does anybody want to make a memory check on when that's supposed to happen?
Yeah.
Well, both of mine will. They both rolled well. Oh, Gammon Gall got 18, Tiggs got 22.
I got 25.
The 25 one remembers. It occurs to you that if you remember correctly, sun sets at 6:35 and the moon starts rising at 7:45.
Do you mention this?
I look to Tiggs and say, try 7:45.
He says, on which one?
Once the hour, once the minute. 7:35.
And which one was the hour?
The man speaks the hour, the
Okay,
woman
so
the moment.
He runs back to the man and puts the man on 7, and then runs back around to the woman, puts her to 35.
You hear a faint click from behind the column of the man. See that back area right there?
Tiggs probably doesn't hear because he's all the way up to the woman right now.
Please put a staircase behind the middle.
Right here?
Nope.
Here?
Other wall. No. Behind the column.
This is the column.
Right. Now drag it this way.
This way.
That square right there.
This isn't behind. This is beside.
Depends upon the point of view of the person.
You hear a faint click, and a stone door hidden in the wall swings open.
Stone door. Really pathetic little drawing of a stone door.
Do you guys go down?
Absolutely.
Tiggs says, 2 kitties.
Lift the camera.
Oh! I didn't actually know you. Tiggs, get out of my sleeve.
I did this so it could be easy.
It's going on the trip. The camera's doing a little fly. Bye.
And you guys come in to a hall. On the floor is this room actually looks like it's well appointed. It looks old, very old. You see a red rug. No, you guys are here. Almost made Bijou fall.
You did almost make Bijou fall. How could you? I
we
placed her perfectly.
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 You see what appears to be a very strange-looking wolfish monster on a rug right there.
Nobody touched the rug.
You also notice down the hall another rug that appears to have the depiction of a red moon. On the wall appears to be the only thing that doesn't look like it freaking belongs. It is a very large picture of a white-haired, you don't even know what the hell it looks like. Best description is a bird. But a white-haired bird thing looking all heroic and posed like Napoleon.
It's Butters.
Very odd, though. It's the only thing that doesn't look like it belongs. You hear faint chanting from that room right there. The middle room right there.
I'm afraid that my typical go in with an olive branch is not going to work here, you two.
And Tig says, give it a try. He says we don't have to boot in the door on the first attempt.
Give it a try. Kevin's not here.
I don't know. These people are poisoning others maliciously.
Gammon Gall says, so you think we should just rid the world of them? He says,
No.
that's very un-Bijou-ish.
Well, I'm not saying that we should end their existence. I'm just saying it doesn't hurt to give.
Tig says we should just put a kink in their existence.
You suddenly get a vision of a very large-looking buff man arguing with his shoulders.
What?
And suddenly he goes, I have absolutely no idea what that means. And then suddenly he stops and looks at his left shoulder, and goes, oh. But that's about it. You said you want more visions.
I wanted more useful visions.
Do you want visions or do you want useful visions? They only come in 1 or 2s. Useful visions are rare. Many visions come. Or who knows, maybe this is a useful vision.
I'll give her the next vision.
Not right now, though. So what do you guys do?
Gammon Gall walks up to the door and knocks on it.
Alright, move. And to the door.
Anyway, what I was going to say, after she scribbled down her very odd vision.
Until Gammon Gall, as he's knocking, says, "Get ready to be nice."
Oh, okay. Was that sometimes a child needs a spanking?
He says, "Well, maybe we won't have to give a spanking just yet."
The guy at the altar, the red things at each of the pews.
Oh boy. Right here?
Yep. And put one of the red things at the double doors. And put yourselves in front of the double doors. You see a very perplexed looking man, red hood over his, it looks like it was badly, for lack of better words, it was badly recolored recently. But it looks red, a very bad red dye job though. It looks like it used
like
to be
a
gray.
marble red and maroon.
It looks like it used to be gray, then suddenly he dyed it red recently.
Is he the one at the altar?
Nope, this is the cultist that has opened the door for you. He goes, yes. He looks up and he goes, oh.
Oh.
Blood father. He turns around and at the altar you see another one. His mask is over his face. A very long pointed hood cloaks him. He has a dagger. Blood is all over him. And he goes, why must people start? Oh, are you clients?
And does Bijou have anything to say? Is she like
It looks like the weirdest thing you ever think. It looks like the place had just been recently redecorated.
And Tiggs bursts through, rubbing past a Gammon Gall's thigh and says, actually, we're not clients. Actually, we've come to collect taxes. We're the taxmen.
You see the Blood Father, you see the cultist son go at each other. They all appear to be human.
Tiggs says, this is, after all, the sewers of sorrow, is it not? The sewers of sorrow being the public domain of sorrow, is it not? Therefore,
the Blood Father goes, but this is a religious place. We are a non-profit organization, and thus are exempt from tax laws, especially in the kingdom of Gornux.
Tiggs says, maybe that was under the old guy, but this is the new guy. You know, the one with, like, there are 2 of them.
Wait, you're working for Sideshow?
Yeah. Says, yeah. Well, he wants his taxes.
He suddenly, like, you see him suddenly do this.
No, we're not, you fuzzbrain.
He says, well, if you got something better.
Okay, you're going to have to make a roll to convince him that you're not, and he's making up his mind now. Never mind whatever you say, he's going to immediately believe. He rolled a 1.
Tiggs says, of course, I mean, he wants his taxes. There's 2 of him after all.
No. We're here with regards from the Red Mother in saying that you guys are doing everything all wrong.
And a Gammon Gall shrugs and says, I'm just muscle. Muscle never has nothing to say.
Okay, all the cultists believe you, but I'm going to have to say, even though he rolled a 1, You said something that he will not believe at all, considering he is the one that makes contact with the Red Mother.
Well,
He looks at you and goes,
I don't.
the Red Mother has never sent anybody in her stead.
Well, she is very busy after all. Hey, everybody else.
I ain't gonna
You've
believe.
done it before.
He sighs, he goes, well, if this is about the Red Mother coming about the donations, please meet me in the other room. And he points to the side door here. He says, please meet me in my office. He points at the cultists and he goes, just continue praying as hard as you can to the Red Moon. And its eternal blood will wash over you, and your hard work will be rewarded. The cultists go back down, they go, yay! Yay!
Gammon Gall gives a very polite excuse me as he pushes past each of them.
You guys go in to the other room, and you see the Blood Brother. As he closes the door and he goes this, his whole entire demeanor changes, and he rips off his hood. He goes, what the hell does the Blood Mother want now? It's hard keeping these idiots in line.
Tig says, money, of course.
He goes, the Blood Mother does... The Red Mother does not want money. I'm beginning to believe you guys aren't, and you
Tig
really
says,
are working for
Tig
Sideshow.
says this Rorschach shit takes a lot of money to produce that. It's very expensive.
He goes, not when you have a bunch of free labor idiots doing it. Didn't the Red Mother tell you anything?
Like
He
I
says-
said, he's
Making
a
another
fur
roll.
brain.
He says, no, I told you, it's that Sideshow character with the two heads.
Man, he's
Says-
really low.
He says there's no more free labor. They banned it.
He goes, nonsense. This is sorrow. Child labor's a thing. Every labor's a thing.
He says, no, as of last week or something.
Last week, a unknown named group has...
The Black Cats, they called themselves. Tiggs points up, he puffs his chest out, says, the Black Cats, they called themselves. Says, they insisted that Sorrow ban all free child labor, and, those two crazies, they went right along with it.
He narrows his eyes and looks at the both of you. Make a deception check, because you're going against his memory. Oh, you're really going to have to beat this one.
Oh, good thing I have.
Did you roll a natural 20?
Yeah.
So did Tiggs.
I was going to use my thief skill anyway.
No, this is only him, because he's the one making the lie that's challenging
Tiggs
his
rolled a
memory.
nat 20. So I guess he gets deception now. He's getting all kinds of skills.
Explain
When combat
how,
starts, he'll probably start rolling a whole bunch of ones.
Yeah.
explain how Sideshow, who just took over today, was able to change laws 2 weeks ago.
He says because the whole election was rigged. Says he had things in the
After
work.
all, they would know.
He had things in the works a month before he took office. Says the whole election was rigged.
He sighs, he goes, ugh. But, is the Red Mother saying we should move our operation then? It will be really hard considering I don't think I'll be able to get these buffoons to do what I want.
You don't think they would move for the Blood Mother?
They already were worshipping the old chained god when I found them, and I changed it to the Red Moon in certain ways to better do whatever she wanted. I don't quite understand her ideas or whatever.
Tig says neither do I.
He goes, but in regards, she wants Rorschach. We sell a little bit on the side, but we send it all to her, like requested.
Tig says, well, she really like it if you move the whole operation out of here.
He's making a...
This two-headed idiot up there is really making a mess of things.
I can't believe I did that.
Everyone make a perception check, because he just rolled to try to break from the deception you're giving him. And he rolled rather well.
Yeah, Gammon Gall didn't.
27.
Tiggs continues to roll well. Tiggs got a 23. We won't even mention what a Gammon Gall.
Tiggs was the one that spotted it. What was yours?
27.
27. You too.
Gammon Gall.
Both the Kittykins noticed it. You see his eyes narrow, and then he says, "Wait a minute. You're the only one wearing red. What did your cape say?"
He says, "Oh, Tiggs the Mighty." He says, "I'm a performer." Says, "I work on the side as a performer." He points to the ceiling up there.
He goes, "If there's anything I know for a fact, the Red Mother is very into her shtick."
It is true, but unfortunately, we have to stay undercover.
He nods and he goes, "Well, what does she want me to do?"
Says, "Want you out of sorrow? Fine. We'll set up camp somewhere else, somewhere cheaper,
Where
safer."
does Reiki live?
I forget what the town was called.
What is it called?
Reiki lives on the island of. It's on the map.
Well, they were in that town when they met Reiki. They were in that town.
What
It's
is it
right
called?
there on the war zone. Tilt. That was it. Tilt.
I think it might be best if you guys go to Tilt.
Oh, the war zone?
Mm-hmm. Can you imagine how much we could sell from there? And how much we can convert?
Okay, at this point, I hate saying it,
Hmm?
but you just told him to go into an active war zone. And he goes, "We aren't supposed to be selling it at all." You're basically trying to convince him that his whole operation isn't what it is, when in reality it's the other thing.
Alright, I'm sorry. That was my mistake, not Bijou's.
Okay, then...
Because he's saying he's giving it off to the side, and I said sell by accident.
Okay. I'll say this much. As you can tell, the Red Mother is having him fool these people into making Rot Shack for her. He is secretly selling some stuff on the side, and that's what's been causing the trouble on top.
Hmm.
Can you imagine how many people like them are in that little town?
Probably not many, considering it's a war zone.
There are a lot more than you think.
Tiggs goes, "Refugees.
Absolutely.
Lots and lots of refugees."
Have you been there recently?
About a month ago.
A Gammon Gall says,
Make a deception
A Gammon
check.
Gall says used to live there.
Oh wait, you just said that?
Yeah, again, and which is completely true because a Gammon Gall did live there. Well, he lived very close to there anyway.
Uh-oh.
He narrows his eyes and he goes, "You're a Gammon Gall."
He says, "A Gammon who?"
"You're a Gammon Gall." You see him suddenly start realizing, he goes, "Oh man, mother!" You see him grab his hood and start slapping it on, and he's starting to walk towards the other door.
Stop the door.
Tig steps in front of the
You're
door.
going to have to make a dexterity check.
Tig's
Against
dexterity
him.
is fantastic.
And he rolled very well.
Oh, he rolled a 5.
Tig's got for acrobatics 30.
All right, you describe how you stop him from going through the door.
Tiggs plants himself in front of the door, gets himself up into a big trapezius pose, and then shoves him backwards away from the door and onto his ass.
He falls on his ass, draws his dagger, roll for initiative.
I knew it would come eventually, but it's good that we got him away from the minions.
Alright. A Gammon Gall got 20. Tiggs got 21.
I got 16.
All right, Tiggs goes first.
Where are we? Are we properly on the board?
Move him to here. Tiggs is in front of him. And Tiggs goes first.
Alright.
He has drawn his dagger and he's initiated combat, which technically speaking means he attacks.
He should go first, yeah.
He's going to make a dexterity check to see if he gets up. He rolls horribly. He takes a moment to get up to initiate the combat. He's still going to go, but that's what started it. He got up and drew his dagger.
Okay.
Tiggs goes first.
Tiggs goes first, and Tiggs is using tumble attack. So let's see. Now Tiggs isn't going to use tumble attack. Tiggs is going to use extra attack. So Tiggs attacks 3 times. He got, the first one's definitely a hit. It's a natural 19. The second one, he got 13. And the third one, he got 20.
Alright.
So it'll be 28, 20, and 13.
So they're all hits.
All are hits?
Yep.
And
roll for all damage. And then make a perception roll.
11, 13, which is 24, and then 22. So 22 and 24.
So wait.
46 points total with all 3 hits.
46?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And make a perception
And make a
check.
perception roll.
Tiggs or everybody.
Tiggs, because he's the one doing it.
And 20, not natural.
20, not natural. Alright. As you kill him, which describe how you kill him.
He didn't say kill. Remember, we're playing Hero Builder.
Oh, no. Describe what you do to him.
Tiggs bashes him on the head once and then twice with the flat of his axe, and then pulls him up by his chin and headbutts him in the face to knock him down flat and unconscious.
As you do this, you notice something. A chain around his neck. It has a strange symbol he's never seen before.
Tiggs yanks it off his neck.
End of your turn.
Okay.
Gaul is next.
Does a Gammon Gaul even notice the chain? He does not.
So he just holds his action?
Yeah, is there anybody else in here?
Nope.
Yeah, he doesn't do anything.
Combat's still in effect, though.
Yeah, he holds his action.
He holds his action?
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
That was a little...
Yeah, I thought combat ended.
That was a
Bijou's
little
next?
too easy.
Bijou.
Keep your guard up, everyone.
Actually, no. The Bloodfather's next.
What?
You notice, Bijou, as you're holding him, the Bloodfather's necklace glows, and it suddenly constricts
You mean
around.
Tiggs, not Bijou?
Sorry.
Well, Tiggs, his
Tiggs
so
notices
he couldn't grab it. So it wraps around the guy's neck.
It wraps around the neck. You see it slice into his jugular. Blood pours out, and please replace that with this one.
Oh, boy!
You see his skull suddenly start ripping apart, his skull pushing its way out. He's becoming deformed, monstrous. You see the dagger he had suddenly start morphing and changing into a strange battle axe. You see, while he did look like a cloaked man, now he looks like a cloaked monster. And he roars at Tiggs. And combat continues. Bijou's... a
Gammon Gaul takes his action now. He takes a move action to get up to him, and then makes a standard attack.
So,
and he is not rolling very well, so...
And he makes a roar.
15.
15.
To attack.
To attack. That is now a miss.
Okay.
I will explain how this encounter works afterwards.
Okay.
And the...
I figured everything probably increased because he's not a human
And Bijou is next. Correct.
Oh, good. I didn't fall into terror.
I'll just quickly tell it. He was actually very, meek. But once he died, the amulet gave him a very powerful...
Well, he didn't die.
He went below 0. And he went unconscious and was about to spill a lot of beans to you. The necklace just prevents that.
Yeah.
The necklace kills whoever is who currently has it, and bestows unlife onto them. A very powerful unlife.
But it chooses when to do it.
Oh yeah. And considering he got knocked out by something, oh yeah, it went emergency time.
Okay. I'm going to protect Tiggs twice over. Because it's a 6-point power, I can do it twice.
Okay.
Now I have to ask the Hero Master.
Yes.
Because it probably makes sense. Does this trigger Tiggs's failure and his fear of deep, nasty places and nasty things in those deep, nasty places from when he failed to save his sister from the big, nasty troll?
It's not quite there yet.
Okay.
It's on the verge of it, but if Bijou
So
were
he doesn't.
to say
So he
get
doesn't
into
have.
trouble,
So he doesn't have to make a roll yet.
but if Bijou gets into trouble, let's just put it this way: the trigger is if she gets into trouble, that's when your
That's when he's
failure.
got. That's
kicks
when
in.
he's got to make his roll.
Right.
Alright,
Okay.
so that would be 26 in a shield for you.
Okay.
And then initiative for everybody.
The Gammon Gall
Roll
got
is-
5. Tiggs got 15.
22. I rolled a nat. I'm so proud of myself.
Bijou goes first.
Bijou goes first. Bijou is wanting to take a nap. I'll use does a 90 no, not 90. That doesn't make any sense. 19 22 hits his armor class.
His armor? Yes, that is a hit. Barely.
Super! So that triggers my true faith, in which I roll 2d8s, and which I did not take out. Un momento. I thought I did, but I didn't, because I'm a ninny. Jamie's a ninny for not pulling out 2d8s. That's
It's
one.
fine. It's okay. We all make mistakes.
No. Oh no, that's a D4! It's on the ground somewhere!
You're just dropping everything.
Oh, it's evil! It's a D4 on the ground!
That's gonna hurt.
I know! It's a tiny D4!
Thank God the pain will make me remember life.
Oh, you won't have a hard time finding that when the pain starts.
Thanks, Jane.
I'm sorry.
After the stream, you find it.
I will. I promise. Okay.
You'll find it with your foot.
Yeah, most likely. Oh, I rolled a 1 and an 8. So that is 9 on 9 plus times 2. At 24 damage.
He is still up.
Absolutely. I figured as much. Although, if he... I know this is a silly kind of concept. He's undead, right?
Yes.
His weakness is holy magic. No? What was it?
Fire.
Fire, right.
Unlife is fire.
Unlife is fire. Demonic is holy.
Right. Radiant.
Radiant. Because my title is True Faith. So...
No, it's just... Yay, you're very faithful. Does it have any fire to it? No, then no.
I don't have fire.
Fire burns undead flesh.
Yeah. I forgot, okay? It's been a while since I played a undead character, aka never.
Yeah, who's next?
Next
No,
up
actually, that's not true. I did
is the
play
Bloodfather.
undead. I played a
Who,
ghost.
let's see, who was the last person that hit him? Oh yeah, Tiggs.
No, I did.
Oh, no, you?
I just did.
Okay, it's going to attack you then.
Uh-oh,
Oh,
Tiggs.
God, I keep rolling my die off thing.
Uh-oh, Tiggs.
Don't worry, he has the hit points to actually get something in. Roll the wheel.
Yay.
We
I
get our
didn't get
first
to
wheel.
do it.
Our
I never
first
get
wheel.
to spin the wheel.
Our first wheel.
The cat returns. What was that about?
Oh! Actually, I was kind of hoping that would wait for a moment. But okay, we'll do it.
The cat. That's a new one.
The Cat Returns references...
A Miyazaki movie, which is my absolute favorite.
But not only that, it references a previous thing, and this is where... I was hoping that would not get rolled. I'm actually really, really pissed off at it.
Should I spin again?
I mean, technically it is, but the device for that to work is not currently in play right now.
No. Okay.
Spin?
No, give me a second.
I want to spin it again.
I was hoping to have a big... I'll leave it up to you two. Do you want the big reveal? Because that's actually a thing that's about to happen in this session. But do you want the big reveal?
Big reveal later.
Big
Spin
reveal
again.
later? Spin it then.
Yeah, big
Yes.
reveal later.
I spun too fast.
Yes. You like spinning it though.
I never get the
The
chance.
wheel of failure.
I never get the chance. Trips.
He trips and falls as he tries throwing his axe at you. He then uses his skill check to try to get right back up, which he does. But that's his go.
And who is next?
Who is
Next up is the minions. Move them, start coming in.
Oh, I thought he would be quieter.
He freaking roared.
Are they coming in for...
First, they're coming in to investigate what's all the roaring.
Oh, Tix is in front of the door.
Remind me to get a peg and fix this.
Oh no!
Yeah.
His chair is broken! He broke his chair!
Well, it's been broken, but that last little move this way,
It got worse.
It got worse.
Right, Tiggs is at the door, blocking it.
The one in front is going to attempt to rip the doors off the hinges, trying to get in.
I thought they were just some lame-o meek people.
Yeah, they are. I never said they were going to be successful.
He's trying to. Say he's trying to. Didn't say.
They
he's
try
succeeding.
ripping it off. It doesn't work. Next up is Tiggs, who just saw this guy try throwing the axe and then have to get back up.
And at Bijou.
Mm-hmm. And Tiggs will use throw and
Stop
tumble.
playing with your...
I'm trying to get into a more fix. Go ahead.
Tiggs says, "So you want to know how to use axes, do you?" And he attacks with his battle axe for 22, and tumbles. Put Tiggs next to a gammon gall.
not
Back
much-
other side of a gammon gall, so he's kind of behind the guy. And after making that attack, a 22 tumbles past him, and then on his way up, sidearms a hand axe.
Oh my god, so adorable!
Stop now!
And a 24 on that one. So a 22 on the first attack, a 24 on the second attack.
All right.
You
A
just
24
freed
on
the
first
door.
attack and the what?
Oh, the first attack he used the battle axe for a 22, then tumbled behind him and sidearmed a hand axe, throwing axe for 24.
You
Both
just
are hits,
freed
barely.
the door. Nobody's worried about that.
No,
What? Why is nobody worried about the door?
because Tiggs is figuring he's going to drop the guy, and because remember Tiggs is very confident. So the 16 with the battle axe, and 16 with the 32 total.
He is still up.
Next to Gammon.
Yep.
He's going to make 2 standard attacks. He's not roll. The second one's probably a hit. First one's definitely not. A 15. The second one is 27.
27.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a hit.
What is this guy's armor class, if you could tell us?
22.
22.
It was 5, and then Unlife
Mhm.
boosted it.
15 on the damage for
Does he have damage
his
reduction?
attack. Probably he's undead.
Yes.
15 for his damn hit damage.
15. Alright. He's still up. Top of the round, roll for initiative.
Look.
Sneeze again.
Gammon Gall got 6. Tiggs got 20.
I got 6.
Wait. Agamangal what?
6.
And Tiggs got 20.
Mm-hmm.
Bijou got
6.
6.
Tiggs is rolling pretty well in this combat session.
Okay, he rolled much better that time. Last person try to hit him
Tiggs.
was Tiggs, who successfully hit him.
No, it was a Gammon Gall who successfully hit
Was the
him.
last one to hit him was a Gammon Gall, yep.
Yes, Agamangal is getting hit for... does 33 hit your fortitude?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This thing's very powerful. Watch out.
No.
Its blade slices through the air at Gammon doing... That's way too many d10s.
Looks like the healer's going to be healing. Do, 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 do.
Please tell me 40 points of damage doesn't kill you.
48.
40. Okay. But it does hurt you big time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I did do my math correct then. 48 points of damage to Agamangal as a searing red slash appears across his chest.
Ow. Said ow.
Yeah? Ow. And... can you please hand me the official Hero Builder core rulebook, because there's something else that needs to be done. Jane, can you please make me
Just
find
the
it back?
slightest of inches.
I got T-Rex arms, so.
Next up is Tiggs, but Agamangal needs to do something. I just need to go take a look. Please make a fortitude save.
What's his? Oh, what's that? Oh, is that? Well, are we gonna add his
Fortitude saves.
fortitude defense?
Fortitude is defense, but you're making the save throw, which is done by... Hang on, it's under combat.
I don't remember.
It uses the...
I wrote most of the damn thing and I don't remember.
That's why we have it written down.
Okay, so... You must make a D20. I've already have the number for you to beat.
Okay.
You must add your Constitution bonus. Only your Constitution bonus.
Okay.
To make the save. What's your bonus?
So he got 20, not natural.
Okay. You feel a slight irritation and an itch. But that's about it.
Ooh, be careful of this attack.
And
Tiggs is doing things.
Tiggs is doing things. Put Tiggs back at the door again. As Tiggs, this time instead of tumbling, Tiggs jumps over top of him and makes an attack as he's directly over top. And Tiggs gets the fail wheel.
No, Tiggs.
No, not Tiggs, no.
His biggest power, and he gets the fail wheel.
Inspires the foe.
You hear him roar as you jump over, and he makes an attack on Tiggs. That is definitely a success. He rolled a natural 18. But he's just doing his weapon damage, which he absolutely did get rather good. Wait, hold on. I fucked that up. 15 points of damage. Please make a fortitude save. Tiggs this time.
Yeah, he made it. He got a rolled a natural 19.
Okay, that he's fine then.
Mm-hmm.
Woo! What's the axe do?
I don't want to know. I don't want to know.
But now he's in front of the door. Minions are going to try taking it off the hinges again. Is this considered an attack? Yes. Roll the fail wheel.
I did it again.
Wow, we're getting a really good amount of fail wheels tonight.
I get to spin it this time. Weapon gets stuck.
You see a hand suddenly punch through, bloodied and bad, and he goes, "Oh God!" And you see him try and take his hand out of the door,
But
and it gets stuck. And the other guys are going, "Oh my God, your hand! Oh my God, my hand!" They don't seem like the best fighting types.
Oh.
Your hand! Oh my God, there's so much blood. You hear barfing. And you know what? We're just going to take the minions out of combat.
Oh.
They're a little perturbed.
But they're so fun.
They were going. Technically speaking, if this fight happened in there, they would begin to fight, and then once you killed somebody, they would like
Real
hightail it.
low morale.
Oh God, it's like as soon as the sight of blood appeared, they were going to run. So blood sight, they're now fainting and going, "Oh my God, what's going on?"
Wait a second.
Except for the one that's got his arm stuck in the door.
Who's faster, Bijou or Gull?
Faster? Definitely Gall, unless he has a 10.
Yeah, he has a 10.
Oh my God. Well, technically I have a +2, so I guess... does it go by size then?
No, go by Dex.
Dex?
Gavin Gall's Dex is 10.
Both of us is 10.
If both is 10, smaller wins.
Okay.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Well, I heal a Gammon Gall 27 points.
Okay. He appreciates that very much.
Yes. I certainly hope he does.
Any one of those
And
little
then-
markers.
Huh?
Any one of those little markers.
Oh, yeah, sure, here.
Any color doesn't matter.
Gaul is next. And then it's bottom of the round.
Alright.
I will say this, combat's going to be coming to an end shortly.
Alright. Gammon uses his big power. Smash. And nat 20.
No.
How much do you naturally do?
It's double weapon damage, so 34 points is his max.
You describe how his fate.
Oh, it's undead, so he's not holding back on an undead. He splits it down the middle with this great bone scythe.
Alright, you split down the middle with your great bone scythe. He cuts in half, blood, gore goes everywhere. It's absolutely a slaughter fest. And the Bloodfather is down. His axe lays at his feet.
Tiggs,
Combat ends. You hear the cultists just kind of like screaming in the other
room. Does the guy still have his arm through the door, stuck to the door?
Yeah.
Tiggs grabs his hand and shakes it and goes, "Tiggs the Mighty, how you doing?"
He goes, "Oh God, there's rain in my hair, oh my God. Just open the door, help me."
She waves her staff and she heals his hand.
Okay, you heal his hand, and then he tries jerking it out, which rips his skin open again, and he goes, "Oh God, it's stuck!"
Please help him, Tiggs.
Tiggs opens the door.
You see him go, "Ha, ha, ha." He looks down at the ground and goes, "Oh God, I didn't sign up for this. I just thought we were going to be, like, better than what we were. I didn't think we'd actually, like, be doing weird things. Oh my God, where's..."
Calm down. Take a deep breath.
You see that all the other people have gone.
Deep breaths. That's more panic deep breaths. Slow, long.
While this is going on, what are you guys doing?
Gammon Gall examines the axe.
It looks like an axe. It has a yellow edge to it, though.
He holds it up and looks at Bijou and says, "You think this might be that Roth Shack stuff?"
Yeah,
Says
you
it's
were
the right
hit
color.
by it.
Says it felt weird. I mean, it hurt, but it felt weird as well as hurting.
I think it might be a good idea to find you a cure before it's too late. Just in case.
Tiggs is talking to the minion who is at the door in pain.
The cultist.
Mm-hmm. Tiggs says,
Has Tiggs removed his hand?
Yes. Tiggs says...
So she nonchalantly heals him again.
Tiggs says, "I'm Tiggs the Mighty, by the way."
The cultist just jumps back and he runs away.
Tiggs says, "Wait!" He
Tiggs,
says,
don't worry about it.
He growls and says, "I was hoping to get a fan."
He's a little bit too much of a coward, even more than I am.
He says, "Well, you weren't much of a coward." He says, "I never saw you run away."
Well, number one, I am on top of a giant friend that keeps me grounded.
Tiggs nods and goes, "Ah."
Yes. In any case, we need to find a cure for the rot shack that might have infected the both of you.
Gammon Gall says, "And I think we should be taking this axe with us if for no other reason than to have someone with a bit more knowledge than us examine it."
You guys grab the axe, and do you search the rooms?
Yep.
You find bedrooms. You find 2 cubes of kaijin, about 300 gold, and this room right here is the first thing that really starts talking.
I
to
keep
you
the
guys.
kaijin in my pocket. I don't need it.
A kaijin cube. You guys come to that room right there, the middle room, and you notice that the very first thing you notice when you open the door is there is a portal on the other end. You see the portal opens, there's a bit of darkness, and then on the other side you see another portal that looks like it's going out onto snow.
Well, that's unsettling.
You also notice the crates and vials of what looks like to be rot shack, along with tubs of very orange looking stuff.
And I hate to tell you, but I gotta pee.
Okay.
And we've lost Tim.
We lost him. He's gone. Bye, Tim.
Okay, you have another vision.
Okay.
While Tim is going and doing what
I
nature
will
is
write
telling.
it down on my little book.
Are you sure? Because I will tell you this right now. It's a completely gibberish, nonsensical.
Yeah, I know, but the tentacle one was probably nonsensical too.
Okay. You find yourself looking into the eyes of what appears to be a cat, but a manly cat. Next to him is what appears to be an ox, but a very manly ox. And next to him you see what appears to be a dog, a very manly dog. You also notice that it seems to be the entire Chinese zodiac, but you don't know that. But they're all very manly, except for a few that are
The
girls.
cat. Are you trying to simplify Fruits Basket?
Yes. You basically see the entirety of Fruits Basket flash
Wouldn't they
before
be
your eyes.
okay?
You don't understand any of it, but the Fruits Basket series flashes before your eyes.
Bijou is secretly Toru Honda.
She just goes, I have absolutely no idea what I just saw, but if I write down the entire series, I bet I would have like some kind of... Let me
I
see
would
here.
need three.
Yes, I have the Fruits Basket series.
Books.
Jane's been having me read it.
I've had that series for years. It was a special Christmas gift from my mother. She bought the whole series for me. I expected maybe 3 or 4 of them. She got me the entire series. It was really, really exciting.
He's wearing a dress.
Oh, is this that? Is it the?
I haven't gotten that far. I was just kind of flipping through. You go, he's wearing a dress. That's fine. I don't mind. I'm just like, okay. Alright.
Yuki is very feminine.
But you can run a hero builder game with.
Yeah, I wouldn't
In this
recommend it though.
No, it could be. I mean, it'd be a
not
commoner
very
campaign.
I have returned.
You have
Welcome
returned.
back.
She flashes back in. With you see her frantically scribbling. She looks a little red as she does it.
She's not gonna write anything down. She's just kind of confused about that. If she continues to write down the whole series, she would need more books. She doesn't have any more books. She has maybe 2.
So now that you're back, Rot Shack, along with what appears to be undistilled Rot Shack, which is rot.
Do we see any of the cures? Usually they're a different color, if I remember correctly. And
You don't seem to see any of the cures, but the Rot Shack is orange. The blade is yellow. And the distilled stuff is just a paler orange. Not yellow, though. Not the same that you see.
alright, question from player to hero master.
Yes.
Or hero master. Should we be worried about...
No.
Okay.
You guys succeeded the fortitude save. There's no reason to be worried.
Okay.
At all.
Okay. Should we have been worried?
Have you cut your finger?
No.
Okay, then don't be worried. At all. I would... If it affected your character, I would have told you.
Okay.
But you succeeded in your fortitude save, so it didn't.
I was just being extra precautious.
You guys
Cautious.
find really nothing, and Gamagal kind of brushes it aside. But it looks like... Do you guys walk across the void into the other side of the portal?
No.
Do you shut down the portal?
Do we know how to shut down a portal?
Oh, it's very simple. You just see a button.
A Gammon Gall goes towards the button. Tig says, wait.
Boop.
He says, what if there's something important on the other side?
It just looks like a snowy tundra.
You see... Tiggs makes a perception check, because he's the one looking through.
And he rolled very well. 23.
Orange goo is falling from the sky on the other side.
Tig says, look at that. Orange goo.
No! Don't even go any closer.
He says it looks like the same orange
That's
goo.
Roth Shack.
Undistilled.
He says,
Undistilled.
we just found out where it's coming from.
Do we already know?
Most people know that it comes from the very far south, what appears to be the pole,
The snowy tundras.
the snowy tundras.
We already know it's from the snowy tundras. What we need to do is shut this down and then destroy the portal.
Tiggs nods and says, yeah, we should shut it down because someone's peeing in the snow over there.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
Okay.
Alright.
Do you turn it off, or do you destroy the portal?
How would you destroy the
Well, we turn it off.
Well, there's runes. I should describe it. The portal is what appears to be a portal. It just looks like a clear window, but you guys naturally know it's a portal.
So we turn off the portal, and then we remove the runes. That
Yeah,
is how
that
you
destroys the portal.
safely
Okay.
destroy a portal.
How the portals work in this world is, technically speaking, there is no such thing as a portal. What you're doing is you're establishing an opening into the first realm, the inky void, and then making a path, and then opening a portal from the inky void into somewhere else in the fifth realm.
After you hit the button, Tig starts ramming his axe into the runes to scrape them and scratch them up so they're no longer decipherable.
Thank you.
After destroying it, you have a bunch of distilled and undistilled rot shack.
Then Tig says, wait a minute. We should have thrown all this through the portal before we destroyed it.
Possibly we should have
Whoopsies.
done that.
You hear... at this point, we're going to enter the fun, because I know you're getting tired. We're
Right.
losing
I have
Jane.
to go to work.
And she has to go to work, so we're probably going to have to end it a little bit shorter than normal. But that's why I made this as compact as possible, just in case. So, who's currently out in the hall?
No one. We're all in this.
I think we're all there next to the portal.
We're not all in the room, but we're supposed to be all in here.
Okay. You're all in there, thinking
Yeah.
about what to do with the rot shack,
Tig's fainted.
when you hear a faint humming from out in the hall.
Female or male?
Seems to be male.
Tig says, perhaps that's the proprietor of this place. Perhaps.
Perhaps. Do you want to take a look?
He says, Tig's the mighty will look.
Okay.
He pokes his head out.
Well, you already met the proprietor and killed him.
Well, we don't know if he was the proprietor or not.
You look out, and you don't see anybody out in the hall, but the humming seems to be coming from behind the strange painting of the bird-like creature.
And Tig says, something about this bird-like creature rings a bell with me, but I don't know what it is.
Is there
It seems we were friends.
anyone there?
It seems I had a friend like this in a dream
own.
once.
Is there anyone there, Tiggs?
Says, no, just the strange drawing of the Birdman that... for
Painting. Very nice done painting. Looks like it was very expensive.
This very nice painting of a Birdman that somehow seems familiar to me, but I can't place it.
Bijou steps out, peeks around the corner before approaching the painting.
You approach the painting, and indeed, it looks like a very noble-looking bird with white hair. He looks very, for lack of better words, modest as he looks out into the middle distance. And you hear humming coming from... Make a perception check.
Okay. Where did my ring go? Where did my arrow go? There it is. 27?
It's definitely coming from behind the painting.
Tiggs is busy looking at the painting. He's scratching his chin and says, I don't know why when I look at this painting I keep getting images of butter and money.
That is an odd combination.
He says, I know.
I don't recommend eating that.
He says, I don't need it. But somehow the butter has nothing to do with eating and the money has nothing to do with spending. He shrugs. It makes little sense. Just a strange feeling that I get. He says, I don't know what it means.
She lifts up the painting
I'm
from
very,
behind.
he
to
says,
look.
I'm very confused.
You go to move the painting, and it's stuck to the wall.
It's very
But
odd.
as you do so, you notice that the painting itself Like, you move the frame moves a little bit, but you can't seem to pry it off the wall. But the painting canvas does not move an inch.
She reaches over and puts a tiny bean toe on the canvas.
Your hand touches a canvas. You hear faint humming.
She knocks on it.
You knock on the canvas, and it doesn't sound like there's anything behind the canvas.
This is very odd. There's usually a tiny space behind the canvas. Have you seen canvas pictures?
I'm a painter.
There's a
I know there's a piece of wood, but you tap the canvas and
Like there's
no
a
matter
hollow
how-
space behind it.
like there's
Yeah.
a hollow space behind it, but even more so. I mean, like, you knock the canvas and it doesn't feel like there's that hollow space, but does it feel like there's the wall behind the hollow space?
Again,
So I
when
can't feel the wall.
You can't
Again,
feel
when Gaul comes up and shoves his scythe against the painting,
Why would you do that?
he says to see if there's something behind it, like a
Create-
door.
You see the painting size, a 3x3 square. And in the center, put a circle with a very tiny little circle on it.
No, it's probably.
Move yourselves closer to it.
Again, when Gaul's standing right in front of the painting.
There we go. Pretty sure that looks good. So, you put your scythe through, it goes very far in, and you bring it back out, and there is indeed a secret room behind the canvas.
Again, when Gaul gives, oh, like he didn't expect that. He's like, I didn't expect it to look like that.
Huh. Bijou shrugs and hops into the tiny hole. She's the smallest out of the group.
You go in, and it's a very dark room. It looks like it's been here for a while. Now, this is something
She
that...
taps her staff on the ground and lights up the room.
You light up the room, and it is a very dusty old room. In fact, and at this point I should mention something special about the dust in this place. In the Fifth Realm, dust is not your typical grayish. It's blue. It always has a hint of blue to it. And of course, this room is very blue. The table, the little wooden table in the center is very blue. And on the table appears to be a glass bowl with water, a little house, two-story house in it, and which is a design you've never seen before, and what appears to be white powder constantly falling, going up and over.
A snow globe.
A snow globe.
Snow globe?
What is more, the little house... Actually, you know what? Make a perception roll, considering you're looking at it.
Natural 20. I already have
The
perception.
little house looks like it has a faint candlelight coming from within it.
She reaches over and picks up the globe.
Do you walk through the room?
Tiggs does.
Tiggs walks in. You're pretty sure you saw Bijou will come in here.
Mm-hmm.
Considering you're right next to her, now she's not there.
He looks around and says, Bijou.
There's a snow globe.
He walks up to the snow globe.
Perception.
18.
You kind of notice it. There's something that draws you to the snow globe.
He picks it up and shakes it. And looks at the
Agam and
snow.
Gaul, you walk in.
Everyone's gone.
You go to touch it. Agam and Gaul walks in.
He walks in.
Okay, you're pretty sure two Kiddikins
Yep.
came in.
And he's like, where are the Kiddikins?
There's
Does he
a
make
snow
a
globe.
perception check?
Perception check.
He turns around looking for the Kiddikins and knocks the globe off the table with his tail. He
It-
rolled a 1.
It goes thump, 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 thump into the corner. He looks at the snow globe.
He picks it up now.
You go to pick it up and find yourself with the two kittykins in front of you, what appears to be a very large hoarded house. It is lit by very orange candlelight, hordes of items, strange objects. It looks like a hoarder's house, and it has columns, rows of shelves, and
Are we in the house?
You're now in a house.
And Tig says, "Okay, this is weird."
You see a desk with what appears to be a very strange looking metal object. It's a register.
Hello?
You hear thumping, a clatter from upstairs, and footsteps run down, very tiny little footsteps, and the weird bird-like creature pops his head around the corner, the one that was on the painting. He is a little disheveled. He goes, "Ah! It's been forever since I've had visitors."
And Tig says, "I feel like I know him."
Wait, hold on. He goes, "Yes! Excellent customers. Bravo. Been forever since I had customers. Waldo Butters at your service. At your service. Anything you want in the store, totally yours for the right price. Right price."
And Tig's just standing there scratching his head, and he's trying to get it out of his head. He's like, "I feel like I know him."
You wanted a snow globe.
He goes, "Yes, the snow globe. Very important, the snow globe. Tell me, where did you find it?"
In a villain's base.
Ah, that would just be like her even if she is dead. Now, here's the thing. Doesn't matter who I am, exactly what I do. You now have my snow globe. Finally, I get to move again. Just take my snow globe with you, and if you get enough of the blue dust, just sprinkle it on the snow globe. You can always come in here and come to my shop. Of course, I will have to say, even though this is my shop, I can stay here for an eternity, and I don't need to sell you anything. But I will, because I like your money, especially this new stuff. And he holds up a kaijin cube. He goes, "This is a very fascinating
Gammon
currency."
Gall says new stuff, and he tosses the axe onto his desk with the yellow streak on it and says, "Do you know anything about this?"
Be careful not to cut yourself with it.
He says, "Yeah, don't." He says, "Don't cut yourself."
He goes, "Ah, hang on." And you see him suddenly lean down. He looks at the axe, and he goes, "Excellent. 5 gold pieces."
He says, "What is it?"
He goes, 5 gold pieces, I tell you.
How about...
It's Butters.
Gammon Gall hands him 5 gold pieces without thinking about it.
This character comes from another series, and it's in his character to have sold himself and got himself in here somehow. You give him 5 gold pieces? 5 gold pieces. Excellent. Very strange mintings, too. Let's see here. And you see him look through. There's some other strange coins, and he goes, excellent, perfect, wonderful, beautiful, excellent. Yes, let's look at this axe. You see him raise his tiny little glasses, pull out a contraption, put it on his head. He pulls it weird it looks like a weird contraption with lots of magnifying glasses and other things. You see him pull things, do things. You see him do this, do that, do this, that. And he looks at it. After a little bit, he nods and he goes, "Excellent, excellent. This has wearer form on it."
Where? What?
Let's see.
Tig says, "What is
Last time
form?"
somebody was in here, I mentioned about wear forms before. They said, "Oh, you have wear llamas."
And
Yes.
both Gammon Gall and Tiggs roll their eyes and says, "Yeah, they're pests."
Well, this thing here has the ability to turn someone into not a wear llama. My best guess would be werewolf of some sort, but it seems to be a strange strain I've never seen before.
Ah,
I'll give you 5 gold pieces for it.
so you're just paying us back? After
Gammon
telling us
Gall
what
takes
was?
it off the desk and says, "This turns someone into a wolf."
Oh, wait, hold on, you're right. 10 gold pieces for it.
The Gammon Gall says, "This turns someone into a wolf."
Oh, wait, no, I'm bad at bartering. Butters isn't. He goes, "I'll give you a gold piece for it."
No.
Common item.
He goes, it turns you into a wolf.
Well, it turns you into a werewolf.
It says,
We don't
Like
have
were-llamas.
werewolves.
he says, were-llamas, when during the day, they're people, well, sort of people. Usually they're beggars, they're, you know.
Well, it's because society pushes them out.
Yeah, and because they're never smart and they never want to do anything except lay around and eat grass. But then when the moon is full, they're llamas, and they basically do the same thing. They lay around and eat grass,
And
they
they spit.
poop everywhere.
Well, not necessarily, Butter says. He says, to my knowledge,
So
and you
wait,
see him
so
pull
if-
out a map of the Fifth Realm with lots of weird markings all over. He goes, to my knowledge, were-llamas also kill people, very vicious creatures.
He says, are we thinking of the same kind of were-llamas? Vegetarians, blunt teeth.
Have you ever
Don't
encountered
bite
a
very hard.
were-llama?
He says no.
Then hope you never do. Now, here's the thing. I'll give you a gold piece for the axe.
He says, so this turns you into a wolf that is like a were-llama. So how is it like a were-llama? It eats grass.
Wolf.
He says, but he said werewolf, like
Yeah.
were-llama. Or is it a wolf that is a person by day and a wolf by night?
I believe it's that.
He says, and you're offering us one gold piece for this?
Oh yeah, total common item.
How common is it?
I've never heard of it before.
What's your will?
It's 15.
15? You totally believe this is just a piece of rubbish as he puts on his salesmanship onto you.
Tig yanks it out of a gammon Gall's hand and says, it's a bloody fine axe if you ask me.
I don't recommend using it.
He says, but if I chop somebody in half with it, they turn into a wolf.
A werewolf.
He says, well, then I get...
Well, a sort of werewolf. Any case, that's not the point. You guys are here to sell me the axe for 1 gold coin, and I got lots of other things I can sell you.
Ugh.
You see Tig says, what other things?
He says, if it's not bolted down, it's yours for a right price.
Does Tig see anything that catches his fancy?
Do you have
What?
a bottle?
This is the point where I go, heroes, what catches your eye in this place?
Tig likes axes.
Tiggs likes axes.
Big axes. Which is why this thing is catches Claudia's fancy.
Ooh. You see Butters narrow his eyes. He goes, it would make sense that you would reoccur a few times. I got just
I
the
would
axe
what?
for you.
I would what?
You see him reach down, and he goes, tell me about your legend, about who
Tiggs
you're
looks at
named
Bijou
after.
and says, did he say reoccur?
Yes.
Tell me, my dear Tiggs.
He knows my name?
It's on the back of your cape.
Oh, that's right. He
You're
says,
surprised about that? Your uncle knows all names in the world.
He says, well, it's just... Oh, a gammon Gall taps Tiggs on the shoulder and Tiggs about jumps to the ceiling. Oh, don't do that. I'm so deep in thought. I still feel like I know him.
In any case, tell me about who you're named after. He pulls out a history book, a very big history book.
He says a great hero.
You were named after Tiggs the Great, who slayed the dragon, who was laying waste to Nith.
He says, yes, Tiggs. Says,
And you're also traced back all the way to a tree named Tiggs or Bugza.
he says, I
Oh,
am.
the original tree.
Tiggs goes, I'm traced all the way back to Tiggs of Bugza.
Well, all kittykins are.
Yeah.
If the legends are to be correct or
He
anything.
says, oh, yeah, well, supposedly we were fruit that fell off the tree and turned into kittykins when it hit the ground.
Regardless, Tiggs
Created
is
by
a
our
mighty
dear
name.
god Nanako.
And, a gammon Gall says, if you believe that sort of thing, if you believe that sort of thing, my people came walking out of a giant volcanic vagina up in the northern part of the world. He says, legends aren't exactly the most reliable things for one's,
Yeah.
You see,
But it's a lot more elegant.
you see Butters nods and he goes, you are the only one I would give this to free of charge. And you see him pick up an axe, a really worn, old-looking axe, and give it to Tiggs.
Tiggs says, it looks really old.
It feels but when it touches your hands, it feels so familiar.
He goes, this axe feels like I should have it.
He goes, that's why it's free of charge for you, my friend. But everything else is, of course, not on the house. It costs money. What do you see in here that might interest you, young lady?
I will have to look around a little bit more, but before I start, do you have a bottle?
A bottle? Yes, for $9.95.
$9.95.
Oh, sorry, different world. I'll take 9 gold pieces for a glass bottle.
Now Gammon Gall goes, wait, you're charging 9 gold pieces for a plain, ordinary, simple glass bottle, but you're only willing to pay 1 gold piece for a magical axe that turns people into wolves that turn into men during the day and wolves at night.
And suddenly, what's your will?
That makes sense. Glass bottles can do a lot of damage.
What's your will? He's attacking you, technically.
12.
I was gonna make a joke.
You totally believe the story that he says that it's total rubbish, you don't need it at all, it's a worthless axe. That's why he's willing to take off your hands for 1 gold coin. He's a salesman!
It makes
This
sense.
is the trade-off for being able to buy things from him. You might get...
Glass bottles are really quite important. I've heard stories about one hero that destroyed an evil villain with a bottle. Okay, Ocarina of Time.
He goes, yes, a bottle. I can sell you a glass bottle for 10 gold pieces.
Alright. I just figured I'd start
You suddenly see a
collecting-
bottle appear.
I figured she starts counting out some gold pieces. I figured I'd start collecting some of that blue dust in order to get some more information and say hi to you every once in a while. Perhaps sell you things from the overworld so you can collect?
He goes, I can't leave here, sadly, because of my nature. But you can send people in here if you want. I'm always willing to have some people. Now, but here's the thing. Like I said, you need dust. But considering you're willing to help me, alright, fine, you got me. Here's a glass ball for free. Just make sure you send customers my way.
Okay.
Alright, and because of that, I won't charge you I won't charge you my cost, I'll charge you the actual surplus cost.
Surplus?
Basically speaking, he was going to charge you, he's charging everybody double. He's saying he's going to charge you the actual cost of the item. 5 gold coins would be the bottle for you in this case. But he's giving it to you for free because you're basically saying when you're in town, you're willing to send people into the jar, which he likes customers.
Well, alright, I will have to...
Sorry, that counts as your item. What do you wish?
Hold on here. She said very clearly, while I think about what I want, let me get a gold glass bottle.
Okay, I'll allow it. Alright. Tiggs has an item.
I would not have gotten this freaking glass bottle.
Tiggs, I want Tiggs.
That's just not
Tiggs
fair.
has gained a named item called the Axe, the Ancient Axe. Its power matrix is 15 currently.
Okay.
And you can make a power that's associated with it. But every time we level up, the axe goes up 5 as well.
So it matches whatever his power matrix is.
Which isn't technically within the rules, but this is Hero Builder. I can make... Technically speaking, the item's supposed to come in at half, but I'm the Hero Master. And I said, fuck you.
I thought we weren't using that word very often.
Oh yeah, we haven't really used it
we
that
haven't
much
used it yet. That's the first time.
No, that we've
This is
used
the
it a
second
few
time.
times. I said like at the very beginning because hey, if you're 13 years or older, you're welcome here. But if you're 13 or if you're 12 and younger, then get the fuck out of here. How you in here?
You said hell this time, but this morning.
No.
Hell.
This time I think he said get the hell out.
Oh yeah, get the hell out. No, I said that last time. In any case, Gammon Gall, what catches your eye in Butters' shop? By the way, for lack of better words, it's in other systems. This would be like the wandering like wonder shop, but this isn't really wandering. They have it. They can always go into it. But the problem is, every time they go in there,
every
it starts
campaign
going
we've played has had a wandering shop.
it's kind of a staple of role playing games.
And A gammon gall takes a scythe off the wall, which is the same size as his bone scythe, but this one is made out of something that he's never seen before. Iron. Steel.
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
It's very odd.
Encrusted with rubies.
He looks at, you see Butters walk suddenly appear next to him, and he goes, "Excellent choice. That belonged to a very wonderful person I used to know. That is going to cost you 5 kaijin."
He says, "But what is it?"
He goes,
He
"It's a
holds.
scythe."
He says, "I know it's a scythe." He holds his scythe up next to it and says, "But what is it?" And he's holding the two scythes together, one made of bone. Very, very finely,
different.
very finely crafted. Also encrusted with gems, because he is, after all, a member of the royal family.
You see
But
him
the other
look,
one-
is the bone kaijin.
Is made of steel.
Is the bone scythe made of
No,
kaijin?
no, it's made of
Okay.
bone.
All right. Because
I
Butters...
thought I didn't feel right giving a first level character a kaijin, even if he is royal.
Oh, no. I was going... Technically speaking, if it was a kaijin, the weapon you're currently holding is worse, but Butters would say, "Give me your scythe. Here's the shitty
He
one."
says, "This is what all Tangara, well, not all, but most Tangara weapons are made from this." He holds the scythe up, says, "Bone. That's what everyone makes weapons out of." Well,
And
the
your
fairies make it out of wood, and the
Nithians make out...
the Nithians make it out of ichor.
And the dwarves
Icor.
make it out of
The
Icor
dwarves,
for the
Crystal.
first realm.
the
crystals
dwarves,
and stone.
yes, and the dragons make it from scale, and if you're really if a Tengar is really well off, he'll make it out of kaijin. But what is? He holds the scythe up. What is this substance?
Steel. It is called steel, and you'll never see the like of it in your realm.
He says the edge looks incredibly sharp.
He nods, and he goes, "Yes, very sharp. Very, very sharp. You're going to have to use a grinding stone in order to keep it."
What is a grinding stone?
He puts the scythe back up on... He grabs the scythe, he puts it up on the wall. He goes, "That grinding stone will cost you 10 kaijin."
He takes the
So
scythe
with the
back down off the
7
wall and says,
kaijin
"Does
plus
this have
the
magical
10?
properties to it?"
Of course, the best magical properties you've ever noticed. It will feel like nothing at all.
He rolled well. And he says, "Wait a minute. If it's magical, then I shouldn't have to sharpen it."
He goes, Butters rolled a 1 for his salesmanship this time. You don't believe the bullshit that's coming out of his mouth.
He says, "If it's magical, I shouldn't have to sharpen it." He says, "I've got enough magic on this." He holds up the bone and says that I never have to sharpen it.
While you two are talking, what are you looking at? in the
I'm
shop?
looking for fairy work.
You're looking for fairy work. You actually find something rather interesting. It's a stone. A very interesting looking stone. Definitely fairy make.
It's a fairy gem.
No, it is. But it can't be.
This is not possible.
Butters suddenly appears next to you. You look over. Butters is there, talking to him. But when your eyes flick away from him and look at Tiggs, he's next to Tiggs talking about the axe. And then suddenly you look next to you, and Butters is right there next to you. But every time you look, he never seems to... And if you try to make him in the same spot, your eyes keep flicking, and he's there, but he never can... You can never be sure that he's in the same...
right spot.
In the right spot. You can't seem to ever get him, both of them, in at the same time. And Butters goes, "Fancy the gem of a queen?"
A queen? Who's this?
I'm actually rather interested. Tell me, are the Fae that are here, are they powered by soul gems?
Yes, I have one myself. Well,
Ah,
not my
the
own,
old
but-
girl in death doing it again.
Huh?
Fascinating. Well, my dear, I cannot sell you this yet. He
Yes?
looks at the gem, he goes, "Not quite yet. But, are you looking for fairy make items?"
Yes, very much so.
You see him reach into a barrel of many swords, and he pulls out a steel-looking sword, and it looks elegant, beautiful even. And he's trying to sell it to you. He rolled a 16. It's apparently a sword that a great fairy warrior once used.
I don't use swords.
What do you use that?
Crossbow?
A crossbow.
Yes.
Just the thing for you. You see him reach up to a top shelf, suddenly pull out an orb.
Orb?
He tosses it in both hands, and he goes, now this thing, he starts juggling it. He says, this thing's very interesting. And he passes it to you. He goes, it's not a crossbow.
It isn't.
It is a white orb.
A white orb?
And when it lands into your hands, you feel immense power coming from it. Magic power.
Why are you giving... how much is this?
He goes, for you, 2 kaijin cubes.
Oh. Well, I have some. I was going to give it to a friend, but I guess... What does this thing do? She's holding...
It enhances your magical powers. Essentially, whenever you roll... If you roll your... basically speaking, whenever you roll anything that does with magic, you roll an additional 1... you roll an additional 1d20 for the heal. Or the power. Thing is, though, if your power points are... If you roll higher than your current power points, it damages you instead.
I don't know how I could roll my current power points.
Basically speaking, if you're using a lot of powers and you suddenly go into, like, below 20, that's when you should start worrying because the orb will start hurting you.
Okay.
He goes, but here's the thing. I don't know quite how it will react to you, and I still don't know if that thing is still following me, so we'll figure out. But hey, 2 kaijin cubes. Beautiful.
Excuse me?
He goes, don't worry. That thing is probably dead.
I'd rather not pay for something that may have some side effects of...
Have you already paid him before this?
No.
He goes, don't worry. It has no side effects, and he's going against your will. He rolled a 19.
Remember, he managed to sell to the boss
Yeah,
in the middle of a battle.
I have the best will throughout the whole thing, and he keeps rolling above my will.
In the middle of a battle, he actually pulled out a table and made the boss
buy
something from him.
He's come a long way since then.
But that was one of the greatest hero builder moments of all time, though.
So, Butters, you still have... I will say this. You are a hero. You have the choice. But you do not have the... It's basically that orb you made a while ago that never got
fruition. But wasn't that a black orb?
Was that black?
Mm-mm.
No?
It was like a diamond with 1,000 faces.
Yeah, that was really creepy.
Describe it then. I said it was white.
It looked...
A white orb.
It kind of looks like a crystalline disco ball that fits in the palm of your hands. You turn it... it looks perfectly round, but you turn it, all the facets will catch the light and they'll flash and shine.
And let's just put it this way. We also forgot one other thing. Now that it's in your hands, you desperately want it.
Oh, God, I didn't want this. I was already... No, I retcon it. I was already stuck with this thing. And the only reason why I was safe was because I wore gloves.
Tiggs yanks it out of her hands and goes, "Ooh, pretty."
No, I retconned the whole thing.
And he holds it up to his face and goes, "What is this?"
No, I retconned the whole thing. No.
That is fair.
No.
What do you want from the store then?
I don't know, but I don't want that stinking ball back. Because we already had shenanigans that I had to fight with throughout the whole time in the last session.
Tiggs wants it.
No, I retcon it. It doesn't exist.
We're going to retcon it. Jane does not want it in the thing, so we're going to be... we're going. This is one of those we gotta make everybody feel comfortable. She
Mm.
doesn't want to deal with the thing, then we won't deal with it.
But it's so cool.
It's
I know.
really cool.
And we never
But
got
you
to
know
use
what?
it.
He
had...
offers you a skull that doesn't seem to shut up. It's blue.
Mm.
Yeah, right.
Mm.
Somebody else can have him.
A gammon gull sees the blue skull that he's offering her.
He's not interested in the skull.
The skull is just blaring and going blah blah.
Mm.
That's a weird thing on its head though. And he goes, "Please take it." I insist.
Has he been your only companion all this time?
He goes, "Oh no, no, one gold piece, please."
Gavin Gall says, sounds like you would pay us to take it off your hands.
Of course not. Of course not. Half a gold piece.
There is no such thing as have a gold.
Just take it. Take him. Hey.
He's still looking at scythes.
You're looking at scythes, and
I'd like a crossbow.
you like a crossbow. You desperately want one. All right. You find Butters puts aside the skull, and he goes, "Don't worry, Bite." And I do remember the time when the universe got exploded. That was fun until the moment that nothing really happened after that. That was a pretty dull moment. But you know what else is boring? Life. Life is
You
boring.
know, I really
Especially
don't
socks.
think we
Socks
should be talking
are
to this
moved.
guy. I think he's gone insane from his lonesome.
Butters is just looking at the skull and he just goes, "I really hate that skull." Anyway, because the skull was taking that. Butters looks at you and goes, "Crossbow, right, let's get you a crossbow." And he goes over to the crossbows and there's like an array of crossbows. And he goes, "Now, let's see. How much you willing to pay?"
I don't really have a problem with payment.
3 Kaijin cubes?
I don't have any kaijin. I have Fei make.
No, you got Kaijin.
I have 2 kaijin cubes, but I'm saving them for a tiny little pawn that
Who's probably really in trouble now.
Yes.
He nods, he goes, "Okay, you got Fey money?"
Mm-hmm.
Wait, those are favors. They're useless.
No, it's...
You, big guy, you got money.
He says, yeah, so
You
what?
willing to pay for her stuff?
I am elite.
3 Kaijin cubes.
He says, for what?
She's only got favors. 3 Kaijin cubes. She
Hold
wants a
up.
crossbow.
Who said anything about favors?
That's literally the currency of...
No, that's the currency of the other campaign with the... what is it called? The veil.
Yeah, but...
I thought it was leaves or bark
It's...
or something, some sort of tree type thing. That
Yeah.
was the
It's a
currency of the
physical
fairies.
currency.
I think it was the currency of the fairies, I thought.
Okay, it's made of tree bark. He says it's absolutely worthless then. Because
It's still currency.
He looks at it, he goes, "This one is fake, this one is not, this one was made in some kind of weird backwoods."
Excuse me?
He goes, "Ah, Mongo, not for sale."
Not
says-
for sale?
Says,
That
but,
was not for sale.
He says, but what is it?
He goes, "That's for a friend for whenever he gets his fucking memory back." He picks it up.
He says, a friend to get his memory back. He says, you're a strange little man.
I thought you said everything was for sale.
He goes, "Yes, but you see," boom, and you see him take out a big bolt. Boom!
Again,
This one's bolted down.
Looks at Beiju and says, I think the operating words here are everything cheap is for sale.
Yeah, most likely.
Remember, because you rolled a 1 when you were selling to him, so he doesn't trust anything that he's being told now.
Well, apparently everything that my kingdom I grew up in is completely useless to him, so I can't get anything.
Says,
I think I will be returning this bottle to you, too.
He looks at you, and he looks at the bottle.
probably all sales are fine. Probably all sales are
This
final.
is her
non-refundable.
No, Tim, this is her threatening she will not be using this this globe anymore by saying this bottle.
He just looks at you and goes, "Somebody will eventually come across my shop. Either you drive business towards me, that's fine, or not. Like I said, willing to pay, but the thing is,
Tig
your money's
says-
worthless.
Tig
I'm
says-
sorry to say it."
Tig says, I'll be sending business
That
your
is
way.
all right. Hold on, little time out, and I hate to do this to everyone. That is not fair.
No, it makes complete sense.
No, it doesn't.
The whole entire... If we're going to go to meta here, the whole entire idea of currency is it's a hard physical object that can be traded and it's hard to counterfeit because otherwise you can flood the market.
So a world where the queen never changes and never dies, do you really think they would be that stupid to just have wooden pieces that can be easily counterfeit?
If it was the first currency she made, then yeah, that makes complete
It
sense because she never changes and never
It would
dies.
probably come from some sort of a special tree, not just common bark.
Yeah.
There'd probably be something special about it.
Yeah. It's not common wood.
Regardless, it would be easy to counterfeit.
No, it wouldn't. There are steps people take while creating currency that makes it harder and harder to counterfeit.
Okay.
And in a world where there's one person that is able to remember different kinds of things and is open to change, which is kind of what this fairy queen was supposed to be.
Yeah, but
think
the way I'm seeing it is that Butters isn't telling you that it's worthless because it is worthless. Butters is telling you it's worthless because he wants to get his hands on Kaijin cubes. That's all he cares about. He's lying again.
Well, the hero master doesn't want to sell me anything.
No.
Yes.
No, Butters wants Kaijin cubes.
Legitimately, there's nothing that I can use because I have something saved for your character.
He looked at him.
He looked at
and said, "Are you willing
Gammon
to
Gall,
pay
who's
for
loaded
her?"
with Kaijin cubes. He wants Kaijin cubes.
And he said, "Are you willing to pay for her?" Yes.
I am an perfectly able-bodied person to buy for myself. I have elite. It's written down right here.
How have you been getting money?
I have a bank pocket.
Okay. Have you been refreshing it?
It is being refreshed by the queen since I am hired by the queen to go out and do these things.
All right, Jane.
Yes?
The more you start bringing this up to me, the more I might be mean to your character.
You're already mean to my character. I can't buy anything in here!
This money must come from somewhere and must be maintained every in-game month. When was the last time you talked to the queen?
Oh my god. You know what? I'm going to bed.
Listen, I simply said this. I said, it's fine if the money is not worth something to Butters. He's willing to cover you.
Nothing is worth anything then. If it doesn't work...
If you are in your realm, your money is worth a lot. It's the mere economics of things. Kaijin cubes are the most coveted thing, and Butters is going to go after it in any case. If he was in Nith, he'd still want Kaijin cubes, but he'd probably go after Nith money more, because that's where he is. Right now, he knows Kaijin cubes are the big, expensive thing that everybody wants. It's the big currency that's upsetting the market.
It's also a currency he doesn't have any of.
He's only got like 2 from the last time somebody found his thing.
I just don't feel like you are being very fair.
I don't think Butters would be very fair.
I feel like he's not being fair. He's honored Tiggs with an old Tiggs axe.
That's because it's Tiggs.
Yeah, well, it's just because he's Tiggs. He's favorited.
A Gammon Gall. He's trying to cheat a Gammon Gall, too.
Well, unfortunately for him, a Gammon Gull has somehow figured out he's a fraud.
1. He rolled a 1.
And I'm just being shredded.
Mm.
What is the best way to say it without cursing? Chopped liver.
Mm.
No.
Sorry about that, everybody. So, you get a crossbow. He pays for it. The crossbow does 1d10 damage. Wait. Sorry, I don't want to fuck that up. Don't just start pulling numbers off the random top of your head, TJ. We have a book that goes into, like, gear. It does 2d8.
I already have a crossbow that does 2d8.
It has 2d8. This one has a power matrix of 15. It is called the crossbow of the Minuteman. It is blue. A periwinkle blue. A Gammon Gall, what do you find? So we can start wrapping this episode up.
Now, I've been waiting for this to end because he rolled a 20 on, a natural 20 on merchanting or bartering. So he just acquired bartering as a skill.
Okay. A Gammon Gall. You find a scythe. It doesn't appear to be much of a scythe, but there is a crucifix attached to one end of the scythe. It is called Infernius. Power Matrix 15.
What is it made of?
Butters looks at you and he says, "You may not like what it's made of, but let's just go with when you slice it through the air, things are going to get hot real fast."
What does it look like it's made of?
It looks like it's made of cold steel, but
so it's just like the one he had been holding.
But with a weird crucifix in the side, and as he holds it in his hand, it feels warm to the touch.
And of course, he's never seen a crucifix before, so he has no idea what that is. He's like, "What is this strange rune?"
He goes, "A religion from a different time." Anyway, you want to take it?
He says, "You're really hot for these kaijin cubes, aren't you?"
He says, "Oh, yes, I love them. They're really fascinating."
He says, "There's lots and lots of them where I come from."
He goes, "And I hope that you bring me there one day.
He
Or I
says,
find my way there. It doesn't matter."
He says, "But for some reason, I don't trust you."
He goes, "That's fine. I don't care." He cares immensely.
He says, "Oh, I think you do."
He goes, "Regardless, you need to get back to wherever you need to go. Do you take it? And I will say this. I'll give this to you for 2 kaijin cubes."
He says 1 Kaijin cube. He says that's 1 more than you have.
A Kaijin cube and 5 gold.
Okay, a Kaijin cube and 5. He gives him a Kaijin cube and 5 gold.
Butters goes, excellent, thanks for the business. Bye, Tiggs, madam. And all of you suddenly find yourself outside with the globe sitting on the pedestal.
And
the dust is completely gone.
And that is where I'm going to interject the vision that I had for Bijou, which is not a meaningless.
Thank you for giving me a useful.
Bijou sees herself.
I've been giving her useful things.
Bijou sees herself standing alone in a forest with immensely tall trees, very old growth type of a forest, massive canopy that blocks out the sun, and she feels the ground start shaking, and she hears a cracking, breaking, limbs snapping, and then she sees branches coming down, trees coming down, something massive moving through the forest towards her at great speed, knocking down trees. Trees are falling towards her. She begins to run as fast as she can as whatever's behind her is roaring, knocking down more trees. A tree falls to her left, a tree falls to her right, and then Bijou trips over a log, falls, looks up and sees something massive. She can't make it out for some reason, just a shape, enormous, but she can see the bottom of its foot coming down towards her, descending, and then darkness.
Oh, great!
And to set up your next episode, which is Ringmaster, a cutscene, please, for that.
A cutscene.
Maybe involving Sideshow.
Sideshow.
A cutscene. We see Sideshow is in his office/courtroom.
Slowly being converted into the courtroom.
And yeah, there are men moving about, carrying desks here, carrying a chair there. A group of about 6 men are carrying pillars and setting these pillars up, and he's like, a little to this way, a little to that, and then the door opens, and a man in a dark cloak comes walking in, and Sideshow says, oh yes, it's you. I've been expecting you. And the Whitehead says, you weren't expecting him. I was the one that made the appointment. Get it right. And the man, the cloaked figure comes forward, and as the cloak comes away, we see face paint. A bright red nose, bright blue paint around the eyes, silly orange hair. And the purple head says, really? You come here dressed in your professional makeup. This says that is very disrespectful. And the white one says, I think it's kind of funny, actually. And the purple one says, that's because you have no iota of respect and no comprehension of the office that we hold. Oh, I know the office that we hold perfectly well. You're the one that doesn't understand. You've got to give people freedom. You've got to give them liberty. Otherwise, they're going to rebel against you and do exactly what we did and fix a vote so that we can get an office completely unfair and square.
Allegedly. Says the other.
The purple one says allegedly. And they both agree, allegedly.
And chuckle at their keenness.
And the clown says, I was wondering about the item. The item, says the purple head. The item, says the white head. I know nothing about it. Purple head says, oh, I know exactly. You're totally behind the times, as usual, brother. And he snorts and looks at the clown and says, the item is in safekeeping. There's no way that the black cats are going to find it. And the white head says, these black cats again. They just show up and you're all worried about them finding an item. What is this item? And the clown says, something that the Red Mother covets very much. And that is where the cutscene ends.
Well, that was very interesting, very fun. So next time, Ringmaster will be yours, and I'll be back in my own seat, and Jamie will be back here. and that will be the sixth episode in the series, and Kevin should be back by then. So, and it'll be the new decade. Yay!
Mhm.
So, thank you very much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it.
See you next decade.
See you next decade for Hero Builder. Da, 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 on the table candle. Oh, and look out for our we're going to be doing, well, I'm going to be doing a little bit of Minecrafting on our channel. So that should be fun. So I hope to see you with those very short videos where I talk about Hero Builder development and play Minecraft with our own mod on it. So we look forward to it. We look forward to seeing you. We love your faces, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye!